Yes. All right, we're live now. Hey, everybody. Wow, I love like last second possible mess ups that could like just derail the whole session, and you're like, and then you fix it, and everybody's like, okay, we're cool.
I mean,
everybody's all right.
We could have a Freaky Friday campaign game. That could be fun.
I'm not going to say whether or not that may or may not happen. We'll just have to see. Okay, Maeve? Don't give it away.
Maybe one of the domains is the domain of the body snatchers. So.
I will neither confirm nor deny anything that may lie in my ridiculous imagination or the imagination of others. So I'm just going to go with that. But hey, everybody. Welcome. It's Friday night. It's time for Ravenloft, Domains of Dread. This is episode 19. I'm super psyched about that. And yeah. Got our crew. We are ready to go. And I don't know, anything else that rhymes with ooh. There we go. That's all I'm going to say. Woo woo. Oh, right. Just checking chat right off the bat. Oh my God. I really am rhyming a lot tonight. What the fuck? To start this night, JF Messon has given immediately a common Taroka redemption for Muadnhait. Immediately.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
Chat's like enough. Start play.
Yes.
How many common Taroka cards can you have active at once?
As many as I want. Maybe I should change my lighting. I think I'm changing my lighting. Here we go.
Challenge accepted.
Let's see if I can make my lighting even more ominous. So I'm just going to change my lighting. Oh, there we go.
So I always put the dark blue lights on behind me for Ravenloft.
If I do this, oh, look at that.
Lighting in here. That's a great
time. Look at that.
I turn on every light in my living room and hope that some of them hit me in the face. So.
I have ring light, I have down light, and then behind me I have the hue lights that can be all kinds of crazy colors. But
nice.
The dark blues and purples always feel right for Ravenloft.
Streaming and lighting is such a weird thing, right? Because you have to actually like make yourself relatively. I mean, if you're going to use a camera, of course, but if you're going to make yourself relatively well seen, you have to have like fill lights and backlights and lights up here and lights, and you basically turn your house or your apartment or whatever it is into like a mini studio, essentially, like a mini film studio.
I have giant studio lights, but there's nowhere to put them in the tiny space that I sit in to stream.
Yeah, you gotta have like diffusers and all kinds of crazy stuff. I've seen streaming setups, and I'm just like amazed with how much. I'm like, I think to myself, like, these people stream for a long period of time, usually, like professional streamers. Like they start off and they stream for like hours and hours and hours. Like, forget about the fact that we stream D&D for like 4 or 5 hours. These guys stream for like 10, 11 hours during the day because that's their job. But the time that it takes to set up the lighting and all this stuff, I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
Well, you only have to set it up once most of the time.
Yeah, I guess. But it takes a while just to set up, you know. This is for 4 hours, but, you know, I can only imagine. But hey, oh, look at that. Thank you, Cheesy Gamer. I love you, Matt. Great job on the Alien RPG. We will be having more on Alien RPG later this month.
It's the 30th.
Yeah, the 30th of June. So stay tuned for that. But thank you. Hopefully you stick around for some of our other stuff as well. That said, I think we've had enough talk. Let's get started with action. It's time for crazy ass stuff. With a brief, perhaps, recap of what happened previously on Ravenloft Domains of Dread. You four find yourselves in the land of Falkovnia, passing through the ever-swirling mists that separated you from the other Domains of Dread, in the search for Radaga, the leader of the Order of the Guardians, a group dedicated to researching and potentially stopping the forces of evil in what could be probably the hardest possible situation, a land literally dedicated to it. So, talk about your fringe group. Radaga was gifted with the power of foresight, and she had visions that prophesied the end of the world. I mean, that sucks. And now she is seemingly on the run from some sinister entity wishing to use these powers. At this time, the identity of that entity? Holy crap. Wow, I really am rhyming a lot. I did not mean to do that. Hidden to you, and all of us at this time. Upon arriving in Falkovnia, you were all conscripted into the Falkovnian army in the service of the lord or lady, or whatever kind of designation of this land, Vladeska Drakov. Outfitted and given a rather grisly magical item, a mask made of human flesh. To help those of you who don't have dark vision see in the night, you were all given a task. Bring a cart full of arms and supplies to the nearby city of Morfenzi, to the east, to aid it against the massive hordes of undead creatures. You were also told that Radaga may actually be under the watch of a man named Bjorn Horstman, who the army all seem to find somewhat undesirable. So you traveled, you took along with you the cart, you took the long and worn and dirty road where you encountered a group of soldiers that at first seemed somewhat untrustworthy, but eventually accepted your presence and allowed you to share their camp. Now, that night, a scream pierced the veil of night, and you all rushed to a nearby barn where monstrous amalgams of undead limbs and torsos in the shape of a huge humanoid were besieging the building in the attempt to consume the flesh of the living. The living, in this case, being that of a solitary, terrified little girl. You all leapt into action, striking down these creatures, although at one point Louisa was encapsulated by this mass of stinking, rotten flesh and almost succumbed to their attacks. You wrested the girl from the abandoned barn and found from speaking to her that her father was conscripted as well and brought to Morfenzi days ago. Now she in turn followed him and wandered through the woods alone after tagging along with a merchant caravan, much like the one that you now safeguard. Avoiding the massive undead forces in the woods, the girl reached the barn and unfortunately fell prey to these zombie swarms. Now, upon returning to camp, you found your erstwhile compatriots gone. No supplies taken with them, just gone. You continued on, seeing a river choked with bodies flowing downstream from some unknown source, and moved through the rest of the day to the town of Morfenzi. Once at this palisaded village, you found a number of field tents were set up over the remains of this ruined village, the nearby fields being harvested at a rather hurried pace, seemingly the only way to feed this small army. After releasing your young charge into the care of the Morfenzi townspeople, you remanded your arms and were brought underground to a laboratory filled with tables, packed with beakers, vials, and other alchemical equipment. A number of soldiers are hard at work here, as is your host, Bjorn Horstman, and the long lost but now found Radaga. And that's where we'll begin tonight. So, I'm going to bring you to a map. Since you guys deserve maps. We all deserve maps, so let me bring you to the map. The map itself is, just because it's a map doesn't mean you guys are going to be fighting, but hey, we'll see. I mean, you guys make the choices you make. Hopefully you guys can all see, and I will move our group so they can see it as well.
That's pretty.
Yes.
It is. Let me just move this over a bit. Where's the map? There we go. Map. Okay. Boop. There we go.
Dissected halfling on that table?
So here's what you see when you look. Actually, let me give you a little bit of ambiance too, since we're already in the mood. I might as well. Where are we? Here we are. Yeah. Give you a little alchemist's lab ambiance. Here we go. So you look, and there we go. There's some bubbling. And as you sort of reach the bottom of this stairwell that brings you to this place, you see a small room. It's about 40 feet on a side. Has a 20-foot high ceiling. The floors, the walls, and the ceiling are made out of hewn stone brick, pitted and stained with, well, some kind of strange fluids or stains in gestural. You have no idea really what they are. There are probably, I know, around a dozen tables here packed with equipment. Around the tables, you see about a half dozen strange devices that are set into iron sconces that are stuck into the wall. They're not torches, per se, but they're actually glowing with an incandescent golden light. Like these, golden orbs are just stuck into them. The air is kind of stiflingly warm and acrid. It's filled with all kinds of strange scents and herbs, and definitely still the smell of rot. The sound of bubbling and tinkling of glass vials, mixed with the groans of pain from an individual on a table just to the southwest of where you stand. This individual is tied down with leather straps. They are indeed some kind of a halfling or gnome, you're not quite sure. He's groaning, or they're groaning, but you can't really be sure at this point, male or female, straining against these leather restraints. And you do see that this older man, this man with white hair, and next to him, Radaga, who you know simply from from depictions as well as descriptions, stands next to him. In the hands of this older man, there is a steel syringe. It's empty, but there is a vial on the table next to both Radaga and this man. And there is thick green fluid in this vial. And as you enter the room, the man with white hair, and a sort of a long aquiline nose, steely gray eyes. You know what it's best I'll do? I'm going to give you a handout. That's probably best, right?
Yay.
Because the description's going to
Love
go so
handouts.
far. And I'm actually going to change the names around because I think, yeah, the names are borked here too. That's okay. I'm going to change the names around.
We're not in Orca, though.
I know, Borka's a totally different place. Borka is a... There we go, that's better. Now everybody's in our place. Let me give you a handout of who this guy looks like, and of course of Radaga, because you guys have, she's been described, and you see the token, but I think a more apt handout is worth it here. So this is Bjorn Horstman. There he is. Got a big old beard.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great hair.
Totally.
Yeah.
Thinning in the back. That's why you can't see it. And here's Radaga, actually. Radaga has these sort of spectacles, almost like goggles, and her hair is done up with pins, copper pins. She has, a sort of bandolier of tools and sort of what you could only be perhaps medical, I mean, from our modern perspective, they would be syringes, medical darts, essentially. But she wears sort of this leather vest, which encapsulates everything. And as the four of you enter, and the guard shuts the door behind you, rather tall, imposing-looking guard, you see that there are, in fact, 4 guards in this room, all of which are sort of larger, a little bit more broad-shouldered than the other guards that you've seen in Morfenzi. They all stand at doors, entryways, exit points, you're not quite sure, of this room. And, yeah, as you enter the room, Bjorn Horstman turns to you, looks up from the table, and he says, "Ah, so supplies from Lekar, I presume." And he smiles at you. He says, "An unnecessary expenditure, I assure you. But," and he sort of puts his hands on the table, "let us speak." But before you get to speak... Thank you, Crow. It's time to pull a Taroka card. Okay, this one is going to... Why not? Bring it on out. This is the common Taroka deck. Okie dokie, here we go. Let me shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Doobie doobie doo. And let me deal. 1 card to Sarah. Here you go, Sarah. All right, Sarah, show us what you got.
We got... I can't... there you go.
The beggar.
The beggar. Oh, I
beggar
think we've had
before.
him before. I'm
Let's
pretty
take
sure
a
he's
look.
cursed.
Let's take a
Clint, you
look.
had him.
Let's take a look. Let's
I'm pretty
take...
A sudden change in economic status or fortune. I believe Mikmick had this one before.
Well, let's take a look. Here we go.
I thought it was Clint too.
The beggar actually has not been pulled yet.
Oh, okay.
Or if it has, it hasn't been accepted.
It was refused. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that as you look at this halfling on the table, sort of from where you're standing, the halfling's features sort of melt a little bit, and you see a toothless old man sort of like tied to the table, and he's like, he starts to sit up, he's like, help me, help me. So it's your choice. Internally, you know that this is an illusion, I think. You know that this is because just seconds before you saw the halfling, and now you see this old, ragged, destitute man. Do you wish to choose this, this boon? And here's the boon. For the next 24 hours, you gain the ability to cast Charm Person as a 2nd level spell. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
What does it do when you cast it at 2nd level?
I think you can choose a different, like a larger number of people.
Probably. I'm gonna look at that really quickly.
Yeah, Charm Person at higher level than first, you can target an additional creature for 1 slot level above first.
Nice.
But they have to be within 30 feet of each other when you target them.
So I can charm 2 people, in other words.
As long as they're within 30 feet of each other.
In the next 24 hours? Considering where we are and the fact that we won a GTFO, I'm going to say yes, I will accept this.
Excellent. Okay. As you sort of internally accept this boon, the beggar smiles, and you only see that he has like 3 or 4 teeth. But it's like this sort of rictus grin, and his face contorts, all the wrinkles sort of smash together. And then... woof, he disappears and sort of collapses back onto the table, and it's that halfling again.
See, why not kind of like shake her head for a second, and then straighten up and assume her usual blasé air.
Okay. I am going to take the card, and it is now back into the deck. All right. With that said, what do you wish to do, folks?
Well, I think
I feel like we're in Mikmick territory right now.
yeah, about that.
Hmm.
I think Mikmick would be kind of looking uneasy. So he's probably clenching his fist, trying to hold himself together mentally.
Okay. Do you wish to
Trying
say
to
anything, do anything?
trying to remain strong while knowing he's essentially locked inside this room because he wants to get out, but he's holding himself. So he's on edge. Probably pretty obvious to see that he's on edge. So he's not going to say anything. He's just on edge.
Okay. I see that Louisa's token doesn't have any vision, so I'm just going to give you just...
That explains.
I'm going to give you night
Yeah.
vision, just for now, just so you can see
Okay.
the room.
Oh, there we go. My computer's been freaking out for 10 minutes going, you're on an unsupported browser. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
All good.
Sorry.
All
I
good.
can see now.
Yay.
Okay, better.
Gotta love these
There
maps.
you go.
Yeah. There we
Okay.
go. Okay.
Seeing that Mikmick isn't going to say anything, Moynot will kind of lean casually against one of the tables and say, "Well, Radaga, we've been searching for you everywhere, but I have to say I didn't expect to find you torturing a tiny one."
She looks up at you and sort of looks over at Horstman, and she says, "I'm sorry, you were looking for me? Who are you?"
"We were sent by Alanic Ray."
Her face, like, it's strange, actually. You would expect that it would go like, huh, Alana Gray. She sort of like looks down at the floor, and she says, Alana Gray?
Order of the Guardians?
Yes, the Order of the Guardians, Alana Gray. That name. And Bjorn Horseman like puts his hand on her shoulder and says, Miss Radaga has had quite a trying time here in Falkovnia. It is possible that she knows of this Alanic Ray, who you speak of, but she is instrumental to our work here.
Instrumental in what way, exactly?
Well, her knowledge of herbal remedies and alchemical theory has allowed me to complete my work. Well, not complete, but advance my work, so that we may perform what tasks we need to.
How did she come to be your assistant?
She arrived here in Falkovnia and came to this place, to Morfenzi, to aid us against the forces of the undead.
Can I insight check him?
Absolutely.
12.
Hard to read, honestly. Can't tell if he's lying, can't tell if he's telling the truth. You look over at Radaga as if to sort of like support this potential theory that he's bullshitting you. And Radaga's sort of like looking down at her hands, and she's looking up at the four of you, and then she's looking over at him. She looks confused. But then sort of there's a moment of clarity, and she says, yes, I came to Falkovnia to help everyone. To help the people.
Do you remember where you were before you went Falkovnia?
She takes like a slow breath and she says, I remember I was in a village. It is very hazy.
Can I look around the room without moving, really? Is there anything on any of the tables that looks like ingredients for things that would cause someone to lose their memory or anything like that?
It's going to be hard. I'm going to have you make a relatively high DC Arcana check.
Arcana. Okay.
Could I help
Could I
with
help
that?
with that?
Did you know what she was doing, Mikmick, and or Amnestria? Were you guys announcing that to each
Well,
other?
I was thinking that Mikmick was thinking something along the same lines as that Radaga seems to have lost her memory, but he's more interested in Radaga's reactions. So he's more closely looking at Radaga rather than what's around him.
Okay. I would say then that would be more of an insight check than perception looking around for stuff.
Okay, well, I'll do an insight.
Super.
18 Arcana.
You don't see any ingredients specifically in your knowledge of the herbal things that you've garnered over time that would be specifically like aids in memory loss or something like that. No.
Okay. Alrighty.
Could I do my own Arcana check then? Perhaps.
Sure. Are you intending to find the same thing?
I'm just looking around the room to see exactly what's here.
Yeah, sure. In terms of
try to
like
get
trying to figure out what all this stuff is, like Arcana-wise.
Well, Amnestria actually knows a bit of alchemy, and she is very curious to see what sort of ingredients are here to
Oh yeah, absolutely.
try to figure out what they may be used for.
Absolutely. Yeah, go for it. While she's doing that, Mikmick, your insight check, unfortunately, nothing.
But can I have Mikmick ask Radaga a question?
Sure. Let me just give Amnestria the results of that 16 Arcana check. Amnestria, you do see quite a lot of rather gruesome ingredients all over the room. You see eyeballs and fillet of a fenny snake, all that kind of stuff, and tongue of dog.
Eye of squirrel.
Yes, I have 100%. Eye of squirrel. Very, very small eyes. The uses for all of these rather odd ingredients are various and many. You see herbs, you see roots, you see rather poisonous ingredients in some cases too. But maybe in combination with one another, they would have a different result than the intended use.
All right.
Miss Deadite, rectum of gator. I will add that. I will add that to the list. Thank you, Miss Deadite. You guys can continue on. Apologies.
I was waiting for Mikmick to ask his question.
Yes.
Well, Mikmick will just ask, but his voice is probably a bit more shaky than usual, seeing as he's on edge. And he'll basically say, while looking at the floor, Radaga, what can you tell me about the Vistani?
She looks at you strangely and says, "What do you mean, the Vistani?"
That's what I thought.
Do you mean
How did-
my people, the Vistani?
There you go.
Yes. Wasn't sure if you remembered them.
Oh, I remember who I am.
Well, that's better than nothing.
She sort of gets a little uncomfortable with this particular line of questioning a little bit. And at that point in time, Bjorn sort of steps aside and says, my goodness, where are my manners? Perhaps you are interested about what we are doing here. What is the news from Lekka?
Well, we were there for approximately 2 hours, so I couldn't really say.
I see.
Amanda wanted you to send the message, remember, Moina?
Ah, shit. Out of game, what was it again?
It wasn't a message, it was this bit on
What you just
Oh,
his
what it
face.
That's right.
quote.
Oh, that's right. It's like, oh, someone did ask me to spit on your face, but that's I'm not really interested in doing that.
Well, when you are able to do things that others cannot, then you unfortunately attain a certain level of hatred amongst certain people.
What is it exactly?
Why not just kind of grins at him when he says that? Sorry, go ahead, Megan.
What is it exactly that you can do better than anyone else?
I am going to save this world.
How?
He sort of looks down at this serum, this green fluid on the table, and he picks up the small vial and he says, "With this, of course."
And forgive me, I was having some computer issues. The halfling on the table is a live person or an undead halfling?
He is definitely alive.
Okay.
He's sort of like moaning and struggling against his leather constraints. He looks a little out of it. His eyes are rolling around in their sockets. Yeah, definitely looks in pain.
What exactly is it that you've made there?
Well, it's merely a prototype at this point, but it is certainly a step forward. My work is not yet done, of course.
Well, that work is never done.
Oh. You come at a very interesting time. Much of the times that we have spent together, and he looks over at Radaga, he says, has been to produce this amount of serum in our war against the undead.
You still haven't told us what it does.
Well, it allows for us to be enabled to fight the undead at a level that we were unable to do so before. They become members of Falkovnia's future. Perhaps there is and he looks over at the four of you, perhaps there is a place at their side for you.
Would that make sense to anyone else?
No.
I believe he wants to use the serum on us, at least.
First of all, absolutely
debating
not.
on whether Mikmick would know what he's talking about.
He says, of course, the serum is still a work in progress. It is not 100% effective, but we will endeavor to do our best. Shall we not, Radaga? Radaga sort of smiles at him and says, yes, of course. We will do all that we can.
Radaga, since Bjorn here seems to only answer questions with vague statements, can I ask you, what exactly is this serum supposed to do?
Well, in its current form, it will increase the primal natures of people and make them enabled to fight longer and be stronger than their current forms. It will make them more aggressive, more enabled to fight without fear. Yes.
Why not? Looks at the halfling groaning on the table. And looks back at Radaga and just says, I see.
This one, he says, is still perhaps not so effective a presentation of the effectiveness of the serum. But with your help, perhaps, since it seems, and she points at Amnestria's gear, because Amnestria has arcanists and alchemical gear that's pretty enabled to be seen. She says, perhaps the four of you will... Well, perhaps you would assist us.
Well, I'm certainly not taking whatever you've made. It's...
Oh, no. If you wish not to be part of Bjorn's test, it is understood. Bjorn can be somewhat overzealous. And Bjorn says, I only wish for the best in all of us.
Can I insight check that statement?
Absolutely.
Okay. I would like to do so, please and thank you.
He seems pretty convinced in what he's saying.
Yep. What about her? Was she convinced, or was she just, this is what I've been trained to say?
You know, with a 12, you get a sort of whiff of it, but then it's gone.
Okay.
And then she looks at you, Louisa, and she says, but perhaps you must be on the verge of starvation. Bjorn, may I please show our guests the extent of Morfenzi's hospitality? There is food and drink in a room down the hall.
Will we owe you more favors if we take your food?
Oh, you mean the Falkovnian tradition? No, you have already been conscripted. It is my pleasure, however, to give you wine and food, if you will take it. Since you have sought this far to find me, the most I can do is to help you. Bjorn has been sort of like looking at this syringe, almost like he doesn't even give a fuck what the hell you guys are talking about. He's just like putting it in. He's like checking out the levels on the syringe. He says, yes, of course. If you wish to supply them with food and drink, make sure that you return within the half hour. We have work to be done, do we not? She says, yes, of course.
As he's doing that, Amnestria's going to move closer to try to get a better look at the syringe.
Okay. What are you looking at specifically?
Well, she's trying to look around the room at the various ingredients he's undoubtedly used to try to figure out exactly what he's made and how.
Yeah, there's like all kinds of distillation tubes and Bunsen burners and beakers and all kinds of crazy shit. If you want to see if you can figure out the exact process, that DC is going to be mega fucking high, but I'll allow it because, hell, why not? Give me an Arcana check, and God bless you.
Come on, nat 20.
That'd be great, but I doubt it.
Oh!
Well, half of it was nat 20.
Yeah.
Just the wrong half.
If only someone was helping me.
I tried to will it into existence.
And you almost want to stick your finger in one of the Bunsen burners. You're like, no, that would be bad. I don't want to do this.
Muadnhait is just sort of slowly moving towards the door because this guy gives her the creeps on like a visceral level.
I'm doing my job, yay.
And Mikmick, on the other hand, I think Louisa, with a massive passive perception, she can probably see that Mikmick, after hearing what Radaga said that serum does, the sense of unease has turned to anger, and he's actively clenching his fist and starting to breathe heavily, but he's trying to keep it contained.
Okay.
I will just take a step towards Mikmick and just give him a little pat on the shoulder. Just, I'm here. You're not alone. So. But, said through pat, pat. Pat, pat.
Pat. Morse code, pat.
Yep. Pat, 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 pat.
Feeling all of the tension in the room, Moinot's going to kind of like shake herself and say, yes, I do think food and drink would be most appreciated. And also,
Wine sounds amazing.
this room smells terrible, and I think I'd rather be anywhere else.
Radaga sort of nods and she's, yes, of course, I understand. Our work sometimes can have offensive smells to it. Please. And she sort of sidles around you, Louisa, and moves past you, Moina, to the door. The guard looks down at Radaga as she sort of opens the door, and then you hear a click, and she goes... She looks up at the guard, who's like really tall. He's like 6'4", 6'5", maybe even. And he sort of like looks down at Radaga and just growls. He goes... And Radaga looks up at him and goes, open the door. And then he takes out a ring of keys and unlocks the door and opens the door for her. And she steps out, smiling at the guard when he does so. Thank you. And gesturing the four of you to join her down the hall.
Following. Get me the fuck out of here.
Louisa's gonna follow, but she's also, because I assume she saw all of that, she's going to mark where he keeps his keys on him.
Roger that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and assume that the four of you joined Radaga walking down the hall.
Not quite yet.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Give me some internecine shit. I'm ready for it.
Well, Mikmick is just staring absolute daggers at Horseman, and he will approach him
Oh boy.
and unleashing the anger right into a punch.
Oh no!
Just punches him right in the face?
The pats didn't work.
Well-
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, he's considerably shorter, so it's probably going to be a gut punch.
Punch in the lower section. Okay, roll an attack.
Yep.
You're not gonna
And
punch me in the
this
dick?
is gonna.
Okay.
I don't have.
This become a jailbreak episode.
I don't have unarmed attack, but that's only a D4, right? Oh, roll 20 to see if I actually hit first.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's 7 plus...
Yeah, miss.
Yeah, you sort of like... yeah.
Plus zeros.
Yeah, yeah, I saw. Yeah, you sort of like... and like totally telegraph this punch. So like you hear chink, 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 chink as your armor like comes down, and he's like, "What are you doing, little man?" And like you're like, and like just punch across the table. He's like, "What are you?" And he just steps back, and there's like a crash of glass as one of the beakers falls on the floor. Shing! The guards, all four of them, pull their swords. One of them, from across the way, I actually would like Amnestria make a quick perception check.
On it.
There is a fourth one up there.
There are 4.
Yep.
Is it perception?
Yes, please. Okay, you
Wow.
can't tell, but he makes some kind of a weird noise, and he is sort of like almost like bounding. You see him jump over the table, something that you have never seen a human, at least not without some kind of powers or strength, do. But he literally just bounds over this 10-foot table and grabs Mikmick by the shoulder and lifts him off the ground with one hand. And Horseman says, no, stop, please. Mikmick, you are being held, grappled, off the ground, and looking down into the face of what you could assume was a human, except for the fact that his eyes are glowing orange, and he has hair coming out of every pore on his face. Just underneath his lip, you see 2 small fangs coming up as well. And Horseman says, "No, stop, please, stop." And the guard, like, just slowly releases you and brings you, puts your feet back on the floor. You have caused considerable damage to my work, but I will not hold it against you. I do not know what I have done that is incensed you so much. I wish nothing more than to help this place to rid itself of the unending grip of the undead, but so be it. And he calls out into the hall and he says, Radaka, you may retrieve your 3 compatriots here who wish to not follow the smarter one.
Well, actually, I was planning on staying here, speaking with you.
Oh, well, at least we have
Mick's
someone who
gonna
has some
storm out and
sense.
flip a table on the way out.
You're gonna flip a table, make a strength athletics check.
Okay. Drinks, athletics, where are we? There.
Damn, dude, what's up? You like grab the table, you're like, Gah! Flip the table, books fly everywhere. There's like a chopped off arm that just lands on the floor. A couple of like small brass containers just spill everywhere. Horseman just goes, this is what I have to deal with.
Sort of from the doorway, Muadnhait looks at Mikmick, looks at the halfling on the table, looks at Horseman and says, really? You couldn't figure it out? I thought you were supposed to be the smart one. And then brushes past the guard and follows Mikmick out the door.
Amnestria stays. I'm down for it. We're gonna keep your little interscene for a few minutes from now, though, okay?
That's perfectly fine.
Perfect. If the 3 of you, however, wouldn't mind just moving out the door.
Sure.
I'm gonna look at Amnestria and make sure she's okay with being in here by herself before I leave.
Amnestria is going to look over at Louisa,
Uh-huh.
nod slowly, and then just like carefully like start undoing like the sleeve on her armor, and just like pulling up her sleeve and taking off her gauntlets, just to stand there with her hands empty but uncovered.
Louisa's
Fine.
gonna go then.
Okay?
She's gonna nod back and follow everybody else out.
Okay. Fantastic. The door shuts behind you and you hear a click, click, click as the door is locked.
Is that to keep us out or them in?
Both.
Radaga says, if you wouldn't mind just following me, please. And she takes one of these glowing orbs off the wall. It doesn't hurt her hand at all. It doesn't seem like it's, hot to the touch. And as she walks down the hallway, the orange light emanates from it. And she brings you down the hallway into a small room. There is a couple of barrels and of foodstuffs that she opens and starts to bring items out. She puts some sort of rather dingy-looking tin plates down on a table, takes out a bottle of wine. She puts that on the table, and she takes out some dried meat, places it on the tin plates. Immediately as she does so, like a rat comes scampering out from a nearby hole, and she just whisks it away. And as she does so, you see a little golden light emanate from her hand. She's like, shoo! Ugh. Hate those things. Be a dear and shut the door, please.
I'll close the door.
She says, I am glad that you are here. I did not want to tip my hand in front of Horstman, but he is right. I am here to help this place. I cannot leave until I know that Morfenzi is safe. I cannot just leave these people to die. The undead, they come at night. They will pour from the mists under the light of the new moon. Tonight's new moon. And if these people are to survive, I must administer as much of this serum as I can.
How can you possibly think that that's the answer?
I have seen the ugliness of Horseman's experiments, trust me. And as foul as they may be, they will undoubtedly give some of these soldiers the strength to hold back the undead horde. If I leave before this work is complete, then everyone here will die.
Well, how many of them died to actually bring about this serum?
She says, I do not know. As far as I know, the serum does not kill. But it will if it is done improperly. Horseman is as vile a man as he is extremely intelligent in the alchemical arts. He has needed my assistance to make sure that his serum does not kill, but it will do what it is meant to do, as you can see with your little friend. And he points to Mikmick. She points to Mikmick. Those guards were all administered with the primal serum.
Doesn't strike you as problematic that they also now seem less than human?
There are some drawbacks, yes, but that can be managed depending on the individual that is administered into the serum, yes. Perhaps with the next round of the serum it will perhaps be more controllable.
Perhaps.
And I think now that Mikmick's out of that place, his rage is starting to ebb a little bit, and seeing as they're talking a little bit more casually now, he's able to refocus, and he'll just say, "So, you made a serum that makes a super soldier, essentially."
Horseman prefers to call them primal guardians.
I would say the reason why I was... You could probably notice that I was a little bit on edge down there.
We all have our demons, of course.
I was subjected to this kind of thing.
Oh. I am so sorry.
And I don't want this to be part of anybody else.
Would you prefer that all these people die?
Yes. Death is much more preferable to the unliving life.
This does not make creatures into the undead. This does not do that. It gives them powers, it gives them abilities, it gives them the wherewithal to protect others. Perhaps they lose a little bit of their humanity in the process, but it is well worth it.
It makes them tools for someone else's agenda.
Are we not all tools for someone else's agenda? Even if we wish not to be?
You know, that's a fascinating
No.
question given the situation here. Like, you say you didn't want to tip your hand. You say that, you know, he was killing people up until you got here and you were able to help him stabilize his serum. What does he have on you?
He has nothing on me. I wish to stay.
So you're
Did you-
tool of his. Is what you're saying.
I did not hear you. I apologize.
You're just saying that you're a tool of his. How does that make you feel?
I help those in
You
need.
don't help him. Well, you do help him as a tool. And that's all he sees you as. He doesn't see you as a research partner.
I do not care. I have no ego to bruise.
What is it about this place that awoke such an altruistic spirit inside of you?
I have seen this country decimated. Mothers, daughters, husbands, fathers losing their families. And
Have you not seen that?
I have, of course. But this is an undefeatable foe.
You never stopped to ask where they came from.
What do you mean?
Well, has this place always been besieged by the undead?
I have not been here long enough to know of its history, but I know that the new moon brings...
You to ask.
No.
If I may make an analogy, you're just focusing on the worker ants. You haven't even know if there's a queen.
No. I do not know if there is a queen. A leader of this undead horde.
So if we find the queen, we may be able to stop any additional murders.
Personally, I do not wish to be here that long. I wish
Or who is
to help.
creating them?
Or what? Perhaps it is a symptom of this place. From what I understand, these people have been fighting them for as long as many generations that they have been alive.
Where do you want to go next? You just said you didn't want to be here that long,
No,
so...
I do not. I know that Alanik is, in my mind, someone who I know is... Someone who... The name, it is familiar. He is someone...
Why did you run from Dementliu?
From... Where?
Did do something to her then, if she doesn't remember.
Somebody did something to her. Or maybe she did it to herself.
I do not know of this... Dement... What is this Dementliu?
You were there before you came here.
Well, she was there, and then she was in Amherst. And then she was here.
No, sorry. She was born in Dementliu, wasn't she?
No,
She was born in Amherst.
I was. That village, yes, I remember. I was not technically born in Amherst. My Vardo, my village, was the place of my birth. This is the Kartakas, yes?
Yes.
Yes, I remember. Was I in Amherst? She sort of starts to look down at the floor.
I'm gonna pull out some of the notes that I took from Amherst that were in her handwriting and show them to her.
She sees them and she sort of like takes them out of your hand and she starts reading them. She says, I don't understand this. What was I? She's starting to get a little bit incensed. Like her face starts to sort of squinch up in a little bit of frustration and anger now. She's like, this is not making any I cannot understand. She like puts her hand on her head. I am not.
Alright. Deep breath.
Rataka,
Deep breath.
we were able to find where you were kept, and there was this in your room, and he pulls out the ghost light. Do you know what this does?
I have never seen that. I do not. What is that a lamp? What is that?
From what I understand, yes, it is a lamp, and it does lamp things, but it also, once it's uncovered, it allows you to see people that are invisible.
Interesting.
And it was in your room. Or the room that you were kept in the monthly.
I cannot. This is beginning to hurt my head. She's like starting to like not hyperventilate, but take like she's trying to keep pace with all of this. You're seeing that all of this information is kind of like opening the floodgates a little bit.
I will show her the jar of rot salve that I got from Hendrick's room.
Yeah, she just shakes her head at it. She's, I do not. What is this?
This belonged to your friend, Hendrick?
Your right hand.
What?
In your rooms in Dementliu.
Listen, I appreciate your gestures and attempts to try to make me think of things that you saw. I cannot have... I have no remembrance of any of this. So, I suggest that you please refrain. And she starts to sort of like you see tears welling up in her eyes a little bit.
Dalaga, may I ask you a question? Not about any of that.
Yes.
If Vjol can change people with that serum, do you think it's possible he did something to you so that you would help him?
No.
Why not?
I have never allowed that man to put his hands upon me.
Do you know?
That you remember.
I remember coming to this place and remember helping these people. This
Do
man
you?
has not done anything to me that I have not wanted him to.
Say so.
We're gonna now switch back to the lab. To where Amnestria is. So all of that took about 15 minutes. I'll give Amnestria the same amount if she wants it.
Gotta get my scarf going. Hold on.
I don't think they're vampires. They're more like beasts.
He
but I
said
feel like-
fangs.
He did say
so-
fangs, but he said from the bottom.
That's right.
I know. I'm ready. It's good.
Amazing.
I love you, Megan.
I love you.
Amnestria, you stand there in the room after the door shuts. What do you do?
Well, she's going to just cross her arms and look over at Horseman, and I do apologize for my smaller friend's outbursts.
Well, they have some redeemable qualities to them. The small one, however, he has caused quite a mess.
I trust you can forget about it now. I mean, we're here to help you, aren't we?
I hope so. Perhaps you, specifically, can help me.
Well, as I said before, I'm not taking that syringe.
Oh, I don't expect you to. I expect you to help me to make more of this. Perhaps the next iteration of this serum. One that is perhaps less, he looks down at the halfling. Less, unacceptable to the body.
I do understand what you're doing here. More than the others. The undead are very difficult to keep down, and well, I actually hunt them myself, so I get what you're trying to do.
I'm pleased to hear that.
Now, what exactly is in that serum you're using?
Well, I do have, and he sort of takes a sheaf of paper, or 2, or 5. He says, I have a list of ingredients on my previous tests. if you would be so kind as to help me, I would give you all of the ingredients as we attempt next experiment.
And well, I suppose I can look over your notes, but
So you are saying you do not wish to help?
no, I'll help.
Oh, excellent.
Maybe. But what would you do if you had something that would help you fight the undead on a much higher level than you currently have?
It would be a dream made reality.
Could I trust you to?
Trust me to what?
Oh, your experiments are hardly ethical.
Essex. A poor excuse for morality.
Want to show me your notes?
Oh yes, of course. And he pulls over like 5 pages of notes, and you see just like lists of ingredients, like eye of lycanthrope, like e.g. werewolf, e.g. wereboar, e.g. werebear. Several quantities, like millimeter, volume, etc. Medusa's flesh, fang of basilisk, finely chopped, etc., etc., etc. And ingredients that would be labeled perhaps here in this lab, but in the quantities you see from page to page, they shift slightly. Half a millimeter change here, dissolved in acid there, etc. Slight iterations, slight differences between these five tests, perhaps.
Right?
By the way, since we're on the subject of tests, I'd like to test you, Amnestria, with a pull from chat, which has just come out of the Common Tarok deck.
Sure.
So here we go. Let's give you a test of your own morality here, shall we?
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Well, the last 2 cards I got were cursed, so
That's true.
That's not ominous at all.
Okay.
Third time's the charm.
It is.
Come on.
It is indeed. All right. So I'm going to deal a card to you, and we'll see
You
what.
flipped one on the top.
Oh,
oh,
that's true.
sorry,
Let
I
me-
flipped one on the top.
That's
my
okay. We're
apologies.
gonna just take it back. We're gonna take it back. Do.
She wanted that.
I don't know. I'm gonna recall it, and then we're gonna shuffle it. Okay, because I gotta shuffle. Why don't you wanna deal? Hold on. Come on, card deck. Recall and shuffle. Recall.
I think there.
There we go. Okay, we've shuffled it. So now we're really gonna deal it. Here we go. Deal 1 card. 2. Amnestria. Boom. There you go. Maeve, tell us what it is.
I don't see it.
It's
it's-
above your name in chat at the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's where all the cards are. So you just drag it onto
the
the board.
diviner.
The diviner. All right. So go ahead and drag it onto the table.
There you go.
There we go. Let's give it a look see. Ooh, pretty.
That one is new.
Cool.
That is
That
a
is
tarot
new
card reader.
card.
Yeah.
I like her
How-
hair.
How meta.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I think that's actually interesting that you picked that one. Huh. Interesting.
I like her whole aesthetic. Look at this. That's a
Mhm.
great ring.
Amazing.
Like
Let me,
little like half fox thingy.
I'm
Like,
gonna make it blow up a
dig it.
little bit faster because I keep clicking on it and it blows up. But for chat, it doesn't. There we go.
Oh, this is amazing. I love what it says.
Okay.
It perfectly fits.
Yes, if you mouse over it, can you tell us what it says?
The pursuit of knowledge, tempered by wisdom, truth and honesty, sage and prophecy.
Sage and prophecy. By the way, complete coincidence, the title of this episode is The Seer.
Ah.
Not the Diviner. A little bit different, but we'll see. All right, so here's what the Diviner does for you for this particular check. Here we go. So we have not had the Diviner, you are correct. You are... in your mind, as Horstman speaks, you sort of see this image of Radaga sitting in front of an old woman. This woman is just... her hair is streaked with silver and gray. She has beads in her hair. She has a beautiful purple and red gown. She's sitting in a wagon. Your vision is that of someone outside of the wagon, but you can see within it, and you can see Radaga inside it, sitting at a table across from this old woman. This old woman has a deck of cards stacked high on the table, and she's slowly placing 3 of these cards. You recognize them as Taroka cards from the very beginning of our adventure. As she places them in front of Radaga, Radaga pulls one off the table and gasps. She says, no, this cannot be. No. And she places it on the table, and as she does so, it flips over and reveals nothing. Darkness. For the next 24 hours, this is your choice, mechanically. You may treat one, and only one, attack roll, saving throw, or ability check of your choice as if it were a natural 20.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
You can do this after the roll is made, but not before I announce its result.
All right.
Save that for a wisdom check. I mean, what? I just said no.
Okay, so we are accepting the Diviner, yes?
Yes.
Excellent. The Diviner card will go back in the deck. This scene fades from your vision almost as swiftly as it came, and now you are once more in the presence of your Horseman, who has been sort of like looking at you strangely. It's almost like you've been in a fugue state for the past 10, 15 seconds. He says, "Are you all right?"
Yes, I am. Your concoction is rather interesting, but I feel as though you need more potent ingredients.
Perhaps I do. Do you have knowledge of them?
I do. Not only that, but I have a very potent ingredient on my person.
Effective against the undead?
Oh, yes. Do you have an undead I
she
can test it on,
demonstrated
perhaps?
Mikmick, go ahead and go on mute. You're not in the scene. Be kind. Amnestria, what was that?
Do you have anything undead I can demonstrate?
I do have this, and he points over at the sort of flopping limb that Mikmick, when he overturned the table, it's sort of been slowly creeping up the leg of the chair, and he sort of like just grabs it, and he says, "This, perhaps?"
I'm gonna reach out her hand and just close her hand around the wrist with the arm.
Okay.
Frick.
You close your hand around the wrist of the undead limb, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. When you do so, your fingers grasp this cold flesh, and you grip it, knowing what will occur when your skin touches that of another. And nothing happens. No blackness, no necrotizing, nothing. And he says, "Am I supposed to be waiting for something?"
Well, it appears as though I need a living target.
Well, that's the whole... He sort of like looks a little aghast at the concept of all of this being a sham, almost. He says, you said the undead. The whole point of this was to deal with the undead. Are you mocking me?
No, sorry, I am not. Let me show you something. She's just going to pull an arrow out of her quiver and just poke her hand with it and take her crossbow and cast her right.
All right, go ahead. Do your damage to yourself. I think it's still D4.
Yeah, it's still a d4.
2 points of damage. Ouch.
Better.
Yeah. But yeah, which Crimson Rite do you wish to use on this arrow?
The fire one.
The arrow lights with golden fire. He says, you are an arcane warrior of sorts.
In a sort, yes. I'm actually what's called a blood hunter.
Your blood, then, is...
The ingredient, yes.
How interesting. Would you allow me, if you would, to perhaps, He's sort of like, he doesn't even really know what to say at this point. He's like, extract a small portion, of your blood.
Not for free.
What is your price?
Well, I'd certainly like to leave here with Radaga.
Oh, you are more than welcome to leave, but with Radaga, no. She is instrumental to my work, of course.
Well, you see, we've come for Radaga, and we rather need her. And if you want my blood, that is the price.
I suppose we can work out some agreement other than Radaga, of course.
I don't believe you understood my terms.
Oh no, I
correctly.
understood them very well. But I believe that you are a little bit of an impasse. And he sort of gestures to the guard next to the door, who stands in front of the door. You have offered me a deal which I am not in favor of. But you have something that is quite intriguing to me. And so, I may offer you another chance to renegotiate terms.
My terms are quite clear, actually. We've come for Radaga, and we will be leaving with Radaga.
He just stares at you.
You are welcome to have your guard try to stop us, but I assure you, they will regret it.
He looks at the guard at the door and he says, do make sure that you leave her in one piece. And shing! He pulls out his sword. Let's roll initiative.
Oh,
God.
no.
Oh dear.
Oh, boy.
That's bad.
How thick are these walls? We're about to find out.
We are indeed about to find out.
I was like, I have nothing that I can do to someone I can't see.
Well, fuck me.
I'm sorry, Amnestria. You were real tough. I was like, oh man, what would he say?
You poked the werebear.
You totally poked the... Yep. Okay. So, hey.
Did you let me roll for initiative?
I did let you roll, at least. You know, I didn't...
Didn't even let me roll to, like, persuade him.
Oh, no. No. That was not going to happen. That was an unrollable roll. It's not like you could have like good luck. 27, maybe 28, natural something. That ain't gonna happen. There you go. He got a 4 in this initiative.
I love it.
She's got a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance? Yes, indeed. All right. So it's just the one guard.
All right.
The other 3.
He's wearing
the other
full armor.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Like for real. So the other 3 guards are standing there and they're just sort of like growling like a low, like guttural. This guard, however, pulls out his sword and you see like light gleams in his eyes. This is the guy who jumped over the table with the little fangs poking out. So yeah, let's go. Amnestria, what do you wish to do?
Well, as the ability to just talk to Husband, I'm gonna just sigh and you're gonna regret this. Which guard is it that I'm fighting?
This guy, right next to you.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna shoot him. with the
Okay.
crossbow.
All right. So you don't get disadvantage because I believe you're.
Crossbow expert.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You get to
Get
shoot
it?
him, and you get to shoot him twice if you're using
Heck
your bonus
yeah, I
action.
do.
Okay.
And
Oh, yeah.
cast your right already.
You did cast your right, so that
Yeah.
that's right.
I did. So that's a 21 to hit.
21 will definitely hit. Yeah.
9 piercing damage plus. So that's 11.
Okay.
Does the
gonna-
+1 add to that as well? Because the +1 crossbow, remember?
I think it's
that's
already in
where-
there.
It's in there.
Yeah.
It's working.
I already added it, and I'm gonna attack him again.
Okay.
Nice.
Both hit.
5 piercing plus. 6. So.
So 11 plus 6. That's 17 damage.
Yeah, 17 damage.
Ouch.
He's. Yeah, I mean, he's wearing armor, so I guess
yeah.
I can't touch him.
Aim for that
Mikmick-
face.
I was like, Mikmick saw his face.
Yeah.
It's
Can
very
I try
true.
to grab Can I try to grab his throat?
You can do so on your next turn, sure, if you want.
Okay.
Okay. The veteran soldier, he has a little bit of buff, I should say, from this primal serum. So as a bonus action, he takes on a sort of more bestial appearance, even more so than he has done so. He will have a couple benefit. Actually, he will have one benefit as this transformation sort of goes full hog. His ears like go like fully like lengthening out, like, and his face almost becomes like that of a snout, like a bear-like snout. He will gain some temporary hit points and a +1 to his armor class too. So I will roll that in the open. And I'll put on some more music in a second. So he'll get 19 temporary hit points and a +1 to his armor class. And then he will take 2 attacks on you. And as he swings at you, Horseman just sort of like crosses his fingers and says, please, not too much blood. I need it. And then he just... And then he'll take 2 swings at you with his longsword. That is a 12 to hit.
Yeah, but
Actually, yeah, no, he's not flanking. I was going to give it to him, but he's not flanking. So that will miss. You dodge out of the way of that one. And then he grips the longsword with 2 hands. And a 13.
Ooh, misses.
All right, so a swish, swish right through the air.
Good game.
And now with Louisa's excellent passive
Yeah, I was about
perception,
to
did
say.
she hear this?
Not through the door, no.
Ah,
You're way down the hall.
sad.
And besides which, you guys have taken like 15 minutes to do your little
Oh,
scene.
true.
And this is a combat encounter, so everything is taking a shorter period of time.
Yeah.
And he will sort of shift over here, and now is flanking with Bjorn Horstman, who will now roll initiative as well.
God damn it.
Call for help. I should have left her with a
don't think that's
fingernail.
gonna
That-
work.
Amnestria, what is your dexterity modifier?
I think it's a +3.
Okay, so you will go first before he does. Descending. Okay. So Amnestria, it is now your turn.
Uh-oh.
Well, fuck me, I guess. I mean,
As a bonus action.
I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna attack the guard again.
Okay. A 16 will not hit.
Damn. Well, then again.
A 25, however, will hit. Pew pew! 6 points of damage.
Then there we go.
Good.
10
Good,
points of
good.
damage.
A total of 10. All right. So that's off the top.
Why did it say 6 + 4 though?
Because you had a crit on the other side of the roll, so if you had
okay.
done, that'll be twice the damage.
Ah,
So let me see.
thanks.
So that's 19. So I'm just going to add 19 real quickly. And then take it off of 19. So that is
He
minus
still has a lot of health.
minus 10. Correct? Yeah, minus 10.
Yes.
Okay, cool beans. Bjorn Horseman, unless there is anything else, Amnestria, that you'd like to do.
While she's shooting the guard and sort of trying to move out of the way of his strike, she's gonna just kind
But
of.
she's staying where she is, correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
She's just gonna kind of yell at Bjorn Horseman. This is incredibly unnecessary. What the hell are you doing?
Put your hand in the middle of his face.
Amazing.
I don't know if I can. There's a very
You give me-
attacks.
You can certainly try, like I always say. He will cast a spell on you. He sort of like he does the whole Doctor Strange thing, and then and will cast a spell. This is unfortunate, but hey, wisdom saving throw. What do you want to do about that?
Do I know what he's casting?
He's behind you at this point.
You
So
you get to roll before you decide if you want to
Yeah.
use your 20.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll first. You said wisdom saving throw?
yeah,
Oh.
I
Oh.
think I'm gonna use that thing. there.
fantastic. You use it. You do not fail to save. You've used the card that was given to you like literally 20 minutes ago. I love it. Amazing. And the spell fizzles. You feel like your limbs were sort of starting to like lock up and go like super slow, like you were moving through jello, and then you're up, and he's like,
Good time to use that save.
goodness, cannot we just come to terms?
Well, if you'll stop fucking attacking me.
Let's see what the next round brings. Okay, that's Bjorn's turn. And now it is the veteran soldier's turn, or I shall call him the primal guardian's turn, who will sort of take his sword and flip it in his grip and just attempt to bash you double-handed on the head, just to try to knock you out with 2 attacks. So all the rest of these are going to be bludgeoning damage rather than slashing damage if he hits you. That's a 17 to hit.
I think that's. I have a 16 armor class, so that hits.
Okay, so I'll just go from if he doesn't hit you with a 16 or
Oh.
above.
I had an idea, but it's too late.
Okay, so bam, hits you right in the face with the pommel of his sword. Ugh. You see stars for a second, and then he swivels around and wham! But you were able to duck it with a 9.
All right.
That is his turn. Amnestria, it is yours.
I'm gonna take my shield out,
Okay.
so I have an 18 AC now.
Is that an action to don a shield? I have to take
I
a
don't-
look.
I think it's shouldn't it be an item interaction because it's just on my back.
I know donning an armor takes a minute, but I think donning a
Oh
shield...
yeah, not a shield. I think a shield might be a bonus action.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Let me know.
I will. Don a shield. 5e. Donning a shield, how long does it take? The time to take is 1 action. I was right.
Well,
Still worth
Ah.
it.
gonna do that
Okay.
and
Pull it off your back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and let me see now.
Bonus action hand to face. Bonus
I
action
can-
hand to face.
Oh,
I
question.
really want him to have a big
What?
handprint scar on his fucking face if he survives.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to hit Lone Horseman in the face with my hand.
All right. So that is an attack.
It's an attack, alright. Let's see what happens. Is that just unarmed, I guess?
Yes, an unarmed strike.
Which I don't have. So I just roll a d20? I
Just
guess?
roll a d20 and let's see how well you do. Didn't save your d20 for this, did you? Oh well. That's a 3.
Well, that didn't work.
You're like, ah! And he's like,
But,
what the? And he
but,
just backs away.
He's like, you've already tried this on me. This is nothing.
Yeah, he saw like you tried to grab the thing. He's like, I don't understand. Why are you grabbing? Yeah, sorry, my accents are all kind of screwy tonight.
You're fine.
Yeah. All right. So
Alright.
that's your action and your bonus action. Although technically it
correct.
should have been an action to attack him, but I allowed it because I'm a kind DM. But he's not a kind person, so he will then attempt his maneuver to try to sort of restrain you, if at all possible. He will cast another spell upon you. Yeah, make a wisdom saving throw.
God damn it.
Come on.
Believe in you.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Checking. Wait a second. DC is 16. Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
So close to that -1.
So he casts a spell, and as you sort of look, you're like, whoa, like the whole world seems to like flip on its head, and you are just all at 6s and 7s. You have a spell cast upon you called Confusion.
Oh no.
You can't take reactions. You must roll a d10 at the start of your turn to determine your behavior for that turn. And I'll tell you what it is that happens when you roll your d10.
Okay, well, I mean, it's not my turn, so...
That's true.
Oh, no, wait.
It's not your turn. That's correct.
Don't I go before the guard?
You do go before. You just went, so now it's Bjorn's turn, and then the guard goes, right? Because it's
perfect.
you, then
Thank you.
Bjorn, then the guard. Yep. Okay, so that's Bjorn's turn. He's cast, and he is concentrating on that spell, worthwhile mentioning, so I'll put a little doodad of concentration on there. Bloop. And you are confused, which is not a charm effect, unfortunately.
Yeah, if only it was.
I know.
That's
So
okay.
there's no like marker for confusion, so I'm gonna have to find a a goofy confusion marker. Here we go. Surprised, stunned, feared.
I have a question about the door. Is the
Yeah,
door a solid door? Can I see through it?
it is a solid
Looks
door.
like- Okay, it looks like it has a grate there, so that's why I wasn't sure.
No, it is a solid iron door. Unfortunately.
Can you see through the keyhole?
Yeah, sure. If you want to look through the keyhole, be my guest. Anyway, you're confused at this point in time, and now because of that, let me see if there's anything else that confusion does besides those particular effects. Here we go. You at the end of your turn, you can make another wisdom saving throw. So that's important.
Okay,
Okay,
that's good.
that's good. That's good, right? Yeah.
But you said roll a d10 on my turn?
On your turn. That's correct. But it is not your turn. It is unfortunately big bear dude who will attempt to smash you in the face twice with advantage. That's a 14
It misses.
and a 22.
That definitely hits.
6 bludgeoning damage.
Wait, why is that one a 22?
Advantage because of flanking.
Oh, flanking. Sorry.
6,
Yeah.
you said?
6 bludgeoning. Yep. And then you also get hit before too with 7. So total of 13
did I?
so far. Yep.
13?
Yep.
Okay.
13 so far.
So 29. Okay. Is it my turn now?
Yes, it is now your turn.
I have to roll a d10.
Roll that d10.
That's a 5.
Okay, let's see what happens with a 5. With a 5, you don't move or take an action this turn. Or, sorry, you don't move or take actions this turn.
So I don't do anything.
You basically don't. You just sort of stand there like...
Can I
Except
do
make
the
your
wisdom
wisdom save.
saving?
You can make your wisdom saving throw because that's not an action. DC is 16.
That include reactions.
Yeah.
There you go. You're out of it with an 18.
Yay!
But unfortunately,
I wish I could see you to bestow
bardic inspiration.
or my Tale of the Clever Animal, which I currently have active.
Yes. Absolutely. However, unfortunately, that sort of skips your whole turn.
Yeah, it does.
It does. But he sees that you're shaking out of it, and he's like, "I want you please, just give me your blood. We'll end this shenanigans, all of this." And now that he's no longer concentrating on confusion, yeah, he's going to cast slow on you again. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Slow on me? Did he cast slow on me once before?
He did. He tried, but you saved out of it. So now
That's right.
Yes!
Yeah!
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes!
Yep. You save with your wisdom saving throw. Wow, you have a -1.
I do.
Yeah.
I know.
She's rolling well.
Hell yeah. I mean, the dice tell a story.
It's like Zeke and Mad Mage here.
It's amazing. All right. Yeah, there's a reason why I'm like, Amnestria, wisdom saves. Yeah, definitely wisdom saves. Yeah, this is good. And then the dice are like, no, fuck you, Matt. Nope, fuck you, Matt. Nope, fuck you, Matt.
I'm just like, Amnestria, welcome to my life in Mad Mage.
100%.
Everything in that game was a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. All right, so that is Bjorn's turn. He stays where he is to grant advantage to the veteran, who will continue to do what he does best. All the guards are kind of laughing at him at this point in time, but he's just growling and roaring, and will take 2 attacks on you again. That's a crit.
Yikes!
That's 14 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
You only did 1 on that D10, on that second D10.
That's nice.
So
And-
14. Yeah, that's good. But that's only 1 attack, isn't it?
That's 1 attack. Here comes number 2. An 11.
Nice.
Oh, that's better. That's
Which
better.
will miss.
So 14?
14, that's correct. That brings you down
Okay.
to 15 hit points.
Yes, it does.
And you are no longer confused, so I'll take that goofy marker off of you.
Perfect. I have a plan.
I have a plan, my Fiora!
Oh no.
I have a plan.
All right, Amnestria, it is now your turn.
I'm gonna. Is disengage an action or just?
It is an action.
Okay.
Unless you're a rogue.
You said that door has a keyhole, didn't you?
I sure did.
All right. I'm gonna disengage from these dudes. I'm gonna run up to the door and I'm gonna Misty step through it.
Poof!
Nice!
Nice.
Yes!
But I'm gonna give him the bird before I do.
Fuck you, Misty Step.
Yes!
Amazing.
Love it!
Amazing.
So, I don't know if you guys are on the other side of the door. Or...
No, they're way down the hall and like
we're down the hall.
a room beyond.
Okay. I'm gonna do that and then I'm gonna book it down the hall.
Okay, you book down the hall. You're like bruised and battered. You're like, ow, oh god, ow, oh god. I think based on yeah, at this point in time, yeah, you've Misty stepped it through the door, and that's 30 feet, correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I can move. I moved.
Yeah, you moved like 15 feet.
Yeah, I moved. Yeah, and then I Misty stepped an additional 30 feet through the door, and then I would use my remaining movement to
Beaut.
further down the hall.
Fantastic. So you are 45 feet away, or more. Actually, technically, if you used your whole
45
move,
feet down
Yeah,
the
I
hall.
used my whole movement.
then
so it'll be-
technically you're 60 feet away
if
from
the
where
hall
you
was
were.
that long, then absolutely.
Well, you're 60 feet away from where you were.
So 45 feet down the hall, because it was 15 feet to the door.
Yes, indeed. Okay. I'm going to keep this going because combat ain't over until the fat lady sings.
But now we can come play, yay.
Yes.
Yeah, do I hear her running down the hallway?
Well,
I'm not making. I'm not being quiet.
yeah. She's like, So you guys hear
What
like,
was that?
Well, I think Louisa probably hears it first.
She's just gonna. This fucking assholes attacked me.
okay.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. That's your turn. Bjorn Horstman, like runs to the door, sees you. Again, this is a small map, but we're gonna use our imagination. 45 feet, correct? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're screaming. And
Being quiet.
you're not being quiet. Totally understandable. And Bjorn's like, ugh, why? And then he'll cast a spell on you one more time.
Wait, can he through the door?
He opens the door.
Oh, that's fair.
It's locked.
Does he have the keys?
He does have the keys to the
Of course
door.
he does it. His
There's
fucking
a free
lab.
action to unlock the door.
His lab. Where are my keys?
Got the keys.
God, where are my keys?
That's
Give
his
me-
object interaction.
Hey, you know what?
It's cool. It's
It
cool.
happens.
He could be an absent-minded wizard. I don't know.
Never makes
He's
copies.
clearly
to the
not, though. He's a
keys.
calculating cold
Yes.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
So free object interaction, uses the keys on the door, chink, opens the door, and sees you running down the hall screaming, and will cast, he's like, ah! And just casts, hold on. Where is this? I think
My
it's
God,
that.
if he has a fireball.
Yeah, fireball. Yeah, he's gonna cast fireball on you. No, he doesn't cast fireball on you. But he does
That would
cast.
incinerate your blood.
Indeed. He does, however, cast Hold Person on you. So please make a Wisdom saving throw.
That
Oh,
was
is it
saving so.
DC 16.
Come on.
That's a 13.
Ugh.
So you are immediately like, ah! And you just freeze. You are paralyzed. You cannot speak, unfortunately, when you were held. And yeah, when you're paralyzed. So you just frozen in place for the duration of this spell, which is concentration up to a minute.
Oof.
That's not good for me.
On the end of your turn, however, you can make another Wisdom saving throw. He sort of motions to the guard. He's like, do something. Just bring her back. And on his turn, the guard will dash to your position and, run and dash to your spot. So he's basically right next to you. Placement-wise, I would say, like if we're calling spades here, the guard runs down the hall and he's like about to just bear hug you and bring you back. When
Funny because he's a bear.
Get it, folks? Them's the jokes. You don't like it, tip your waiters and leave. I think, Louisa, you have God-given passive perception. Like,
As
holy
long as I'm not looking for it, I see it.
Yep.
Or
Well, this
hear
is or hear it. Strangely enough. And so you hear like ah! And Radaga and the rest of you probably don't hear it. But Louisa, you do.
Louisa just immediately stands up, grabs her broom, and looks at Muadnhait and Mikmick and goes, "Trouble," and just
Trouble.
bolts.
Right here in River City.
She didn't say anything the last time she ran off to possibly die, so
Yeah,
I
good
figure
point.
I figure at least this time a one-word warning is good. So I'm going to.
Mikmick's gonna follow her out as quickly as
Fair.
quickly as he can.
All this is fair.
Same.
I'm gonna.
Obviously, all running out the door.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run out, and if I see him trying to grab Amnestria, even without knowing anything of what has happened, Louisa's just gonna try to crack him right over the skull with her broom.
So let's do this. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
since you guys are joining the fight,
Mm-hmm.
let's have a little
Oh,
initiative
initiative?
rolling.
Initiative.
Initiative.
I love.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere in the chat. This is not at all how I wanted this to go.
That's what Maeve just said. Yeah.
Maeve's like,
Yeah.
I've got a plan. I've got a plan on how to
Welcome.
do this, and then she's like, fuck.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, where you make the plan, you throw away the plan, and you make a new
Plan
plan.
fucks you.
In Soviet Russia, plan fucks you.
Ooh. I think that was actually my character flaw for Zeke, was something like,
Oh,
if there is a plan, I'll forget it. If I don't forget it, I'll ignore it or
There you go.
something.
Yeah. There
All
you
right,
go.
so we've got some initiatives here.
Alright.
Okay.
They all rolled significantly better than I.
And of course, Louisa is at the top of the order because monk.
Well, I mean, you
Hey,
gotta
recognition
do
is
what your
only
character
+4.
does, right? So
only
She-
+4. The rest of us are like
she-
1s and 2s.
Okay, so let's
She
finish
runs
off.
and hits
We're gonna
things.
finish off the round. I believe actually that does finish off the round, considering
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so now we're at
Yeah,
we're at the start of a new round. So we're just
Great.
descending, and Louisa, I would say you are about 20 feet away down the hall.
Right.
Oh, I forgot about Radaga. Hold on, let me roll for Radaga.
Oh yeah.
Because Radaga is interesting.
Would Radar come out as well?
Oh, yeah,
It's gonna
hell
be
yeah.
interesting to see what she does.
Oh.
The question is,
yes,
whose side is
so.
she on?
Mm-hmm.
Not
side
ours.
is she
I'm guessing,
on?
but
Don't
we'll
know
see.
yet.
We
Yeah,
shall
we
find
don't
out.
know.
Okay, Louisa, you are 20 feet from a held Amnestria, and there
Great.
is a rather hulking Falkovnian guard near her. What do you wish to do?
Who is definitely bleeding.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
And has several pinholes in his armor from where I shot him.
that's great.
So Louisa will just seeing Amnestria bleeding, especially, she will just hit at a dead sprint. And when she gets to right behind Amnestria, she's gonna drop to her knees, spin around to flank, and get on the other side of the guard, not leaving his melee. And then she's gonna try to
There's a problem with this assessment, and I'm going to tell you
what?
why.
tell me.
The hall's too small for you to sort of like navigate around him.
Even
I'm
because I'm a super dexy monk.
Yeah,
Can
you-
I-
you're gonna just
Are
kick off
you-
the wall.
Well, no, like they're.
Well, I mean,
they're
monks
like,
can
when
run
monks,
on-
Why
Monks-
not?
monks can
was
run
run
up
upside down.
It's true. It's true.
I was actually imagining Louisa like sliding underneath Amnestria's
Yeah.
freaking legs and punching him in the chest.
I've seen that occur with gnomes. But yeah,
But
Yeah.
monks can run up walls. So how high
At a
is the
certain
ceiling?
level, I don't have.
Oh, you're not there yet. Okay.
Yeah,
Soon.
I just have. I will be there soon, but my unarmored movement is what gives me 40 feet.
Gotcha.
At this level. So
Roger
okay,
that.
so is there? So I can't get past Amnestria at all.
correct. You can't get past Amnestria because it's a literally 5-foot wide hallway. So you can't get past her, and definitely not past the guard on the other side.
Can she share Amnestria's space to whack him and then back out again?
Yeah, absolutely. As long as she disengages.
Okay.
But
sorry,
disengages
new
in action.
information.
Yeah.
Well, for some people.
That's true.
Hmm.
All right. So yes, that is what I will do. I will step into Amnestria's space
Cool.
and take my quarterstaff and just try to smack him
Okay.
upside the head,
Do it.
two-handed. So come on, let's do this.
Yeah. nice.
25 will definitely hit.
Great. So that is attack number 1. She has 2 attacks because
Yeah.
she's level. Oh wait.
Level 5.
Actually, let's try something, shall we?
Oh boy, here it comes.
Because also level 5, I get to use stunning strike now. So
Yay.
I need a Constitution save from him, and I believe it's a low DC. And his con is probably like up the wazoo. But
Don't
Still,
do that.
gotta
I've heard
try
this.
it.
I've heard this from too many players where they're like, "I'm gonna do this awesome ability," but it's okay because it's probably not gonna work.
it might.
It might work.
You
I
never
believe my DC
fucking know.
Yeah, come on, Nat 1. My DC is, I believe, 13.
Okay, here we go.
So,
That is a 14.
Yeah.
ooh, okay, gotta
Give
get
us
the
a bit of
wisdom
shot.
up. All right, so she will take her second attack.
Okay.
With this.
Woof.
No.
That's a crit.
That's great.
Love it.
So we're talking 11 damage total so far.
Okay, great. And then, I will use one more key point to Flurry of Blows.
Cool.
So that I can use
2
my
unarmed
disengage
strikes.
for free.
Yes, Drunken Master.
Yes,
Nice.
indeed. So, unarmed strike number 1.
Yes, that'll hit.
22. Unarmed strike number 2. That one won't.
That one will not. He is tired of you hitting him in the face.
I'm sure he is.
It is happening.
So then she finishes hitting him, and just then we'll use the disengage action to
Bonus
drop. Yes, as a part of her flurry of blows.
Oh, so it's a free action to just disengage?
It's a free action to
Hell.
disengage, and then I actually gain an extra 10 feet of movement.
Beautiful.
So, you said I was 20 feet away, so I can't get completely out of the way, but she will flatten herself against the wall to try to leave space for whoever is coming after her.
Okay. Cool.
I don't need to charge. I got shit I can do at a distance.
Yep.
Right on. Okay.
Just in case.
She's
She's also trying to get out of the way of spells. She's like, meh.
Who got the 18? Oh, that's Radaga.
It's
I was
Radaga.
like, I was right after you. And I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Radaga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then as talking as a free action, as I back up, because I'm kind of like sensing it's all on the line, Louisa's just going to look back at Radaga and go, you said you want to leave. Do you really think he's going to let you go? And then just press herself
Say
back
this
against the wall.
out loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
This fight's about to get a whole lot more complicated.
Okay, cool. That's fine. All right. Thank you, Louisa. It's now Radaga's turn. Radaga looks at you and says, well, now you've gone ahead and blown my cover. Fuck. I guess we're going to have to fight our way out of here, right? And... Shit. Okay. She says, this makes things a little bit more, how do you say, intense? But trust me, I think I know what I'm doing. And she steps up, and she will cast Suggestion on you, Amnestria.
Oh.
And she says, and the suggestion, which is actually, you are an Eladrin.
Yes, I am.
You can't be charmed, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so she does not choose
Does she know
suggestion.
that?
Yeah, she would know that. So forget that.
Fair enough.
If it was not a person, then she wouldn't do that. So, oh, you know, she could do that too. Yeah. Yeah, that works. She is going to cast... Yep, that's fine. I'm looking at all of her spells, and I'm like, nope. Yeah, don't you... Fireball, bad, right? Fireball in a...
In an alchemist lab, probably not going to end well for anyone.
She says, this may hurt a little bit, but trust me, this is for the best. And she backs up behind all of you,
Oh, shit.
and she casts Cone of Cold.
King bitch!
And I want all of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Well, I have advantage on that.
I mean, I'm
Because I
not
have
able to
advantage on
move.
that because of my Taroka card.
Oh, fuck!
Constitution, not Dexterity.
Yep. No, it's my Taroka card was the Berserker, so I have advantage on con saves for 24 hours.
Oh, from
Nice.
when you came... Oh, but for the Taroka card. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
so you get
exactly.
it. Solid. No pun intended.
God damn it. I
Wow.
feel like it's Cone of Cold. This literally might just take me down in a single spell.
Oh boy.
Like, she might
Yeah.
fucking murder me right now.
Depending on what level, because doesn't it start out at like
It's a
8d6 or something like that?
Something like that. It's a 5th level
Yeah.
spell.
It is a
Yeah.
5th level spell. So you guys feel this enormous blast of frozen air come hurtling down the hallway at all of you.
Does that include the guard?
It does include the
Yes.
guard, because the guard is there. So you will all take 8d8 cold damage.
I am so fucked.
TPK! TPK!
Half, half on a success. Half on a success, and her spellcasting is DC 16.
Oof.
So does that mean I succeed, or is I...
Yeah, meets it beats
is
it.
Meets it beats it?
Meets it beats it.
Yeah.
So 8d8.
I'm fucked.
So I get half.
Unless she rolls really low, I'm fucked.
We'll see.
There we go. Let the dice tell the story.
I'm down.
53 damage.
I think I'm dead.
You're not
way
dead,
the
but you're
fuck
unconscious.
down.
You're
Are you
unconscious.
sure?
Well, I mean, if you
Yes.
go minus your full hit points, right?
Right. So 15 is not 53 minus 14 or minus 15 is not
So close,
44.
though.
It's super fucking close. But you're not dead.
So
Bev.
half 53 is
27.
27.
27.
God damn it! I had cool shit I was gonna do.
It also knocks out. Well, actually, I haven't rolled for the veteran. Let me roll for him. Yeah, he doesn't make it either. He just like and just freezes. Bjorn Horstman has advantage on saving throws,
Of course.
and he is pretty far away, but I think it still caps him. So let's see.
Well, JF's on the mark with the healing potions.
Oh yeah, except when you're unconscious.
Yeah,
Oh.
you can't really do it.
We've had them magically tip into our mouths before.
Who's gonna tip him into your mouth? Was his Popeye?
No, we have definitely had people brought back
had
from
that last
unconscious
session.
healing potions. Yeah, exactly.
All right,
We
all
sure
right.
did.
All right, that's fine. It works for me. You guys want to use your potions of healing? I think all 3 of them were redeemed. Bang, bang, bang. So no more potions of healing, unfortunately. That sucks. So 2d4 plus 2.
3 potions.
Amnestria, Muadnhait, and
Moynot
Muadnhait.
gets 2, apparently.
She gets 2.
I get 2, so 44 plus 4.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, nice.
18 hit points back.
I accept this.
Amazing.
got 5.
As if from
I'm back
nowhere,
over half.
like Radag is like, she like dusts her hand off and she's like, guys, please.
Oh wait,
just-
no, plus 2.
This is not working out the way it's supposed to. Like, this is bad.
You're the seer, not us.
Just stay down, please. I know what I'm doing. And Bjorn is like coated with frost. He's like, this is not good. All of my materials are destroyed. And like you see that the interior of the shop is just coated with ice and frost. Tables have been smashed. Beakers have been poured over. The guard that was in the hallway has just frozen into like a column of ice. And the 3 other guards are like pulling out their swords and ready to join the fray. And Radaga says, "Listen, please, everyone, just let's just do ourselves a favor and stop, please, just for tonight. Tonight is when they come. I cannot have more people die." And if a DM could roll a persuasion check.
Amnestria is on the ground, like coughing up blood, like just into her hand, like tell that to him.
Yeah, I kind of imagine Moynot was sort of frozen into a statue.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
just kind of like unthaws.
It's like the end of Frozen, where she's like, something brought me back. Elsa!
No, rage.
Rage.
Pure
Yep.
unfettered rage.
It's rage. It's rage. But we're not going to make the decision as to what happens until we come back after break.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Roll that up, Evan.
I know out of character that Matt had a reason for doing that, but in character, Moynot is just like, what the fuck
Understandable.
just happened?
Understandable.
At least the
Completely
lab is
understandable.
destroyed.
Part of the lab is very much destroyed, and all of the serum with it. Ooh. Ooh, boy.
Honestly, no more beast people. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Moynot's
see
on
how
board.
many
Well,
already
two veteran
exist.
soldiers.
Yeah.
Moynot's on board for no more beast people.
I'm glad. Okay. We'll be back in 5 minutes and see what happens after this complete ass fuck comes back, and maybe you guys can salvage some something.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes may have been made, which is totally fine and acceptable.
Mistakes are fun sometimes
Mistakes are
in
fun.
D&D.
It's all about mistakes.
Just because we completely derailed what Matt thought was going to happen.
I don't give a
doesn't
fuck.
mean-
I'm expecting it, honestly. Every single time. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to happen. And chat helps. I mean, shit. Whether
Thank
you
you,
want
chat.
to or not,
Hey,
you
yes,
help.
Thank you, chat.
It wasn't me this time.
Yay! All right, we'll come back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes is good enough for you folks? Cool. All right, we'll be
Yeah,
back in
sure.
5 minutes
Five
and
works.
and see what comes of this interesting situation. All right, we'll be back in 5.
The kitties, I gave the snake water. We're good to go.
All right, that's all that matters. We're good. We're back. Let's go.
Yay!
I've been thinking of ice puns, but all I could think of is that amazing line from Arnold Schwarzenegger who says, "What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!" And no, Radaga does not do that. But she looks sad. She looks like immensely guilt-ridden and sad after having cast that spell. And she's just like, please, I pulled my punch with that.
Can I use a reaction?
We're still in combat, technically.
Yeah, exactly. Can I use a reaction after that attack?
Sure. What's your reaction?
I've got a spell that I would like to use.
Sure.
I'll post it, boys.
If it's counterspell, it's a little late, buddy.
No.
Mhm.
Absorb elements. Yeah.
Can you show us the description? Because I don't remember how that works.
Yeah, click on that little show spell description.
I haven't-
Oh my
Yeah,
god. What was that
right.
garbage?
The caster has to do it. If anybody else does it, you
Then
just
you get like...
There you go.
Alright.
Oh, hi.
So yeah, the spell captures some of the incoming energy, lessening its effect.
Nice.
And you have resistance to cold until the start of your next turn.
Yep.
And
And I can add that damage to...
So you add
Okay.
1d6 of cold damage to your next melee
that's
attack.
correct.
Nice. I like
Yep.
that.
That's cool.
So I guess the question is, you take the damage
Yes.
no matter what, right? It's not like you have immediate resistance to the damage.
Yeah, I take the damage, but I absorb the cold energy.
Got it.
And the those gems that are on his armor turn from a more sky blue to a very pale blue.
Cool. I love it.
Nice.
All right. So technically we are still
Oh, we
in
are.
initiative order, and it is Moynot's turn. Who has
Alright,
been
well,
revived, is prone on the ground after getting like
will.
double... wow, I don't know.
Good
I got,
Yeah,
I got
two
I got
potions.
frozen and then healed.
Double potions.
I will take half my movement to stand up. And the thing I was gonna do, can we get some music back? By the way,
Hell
Like-
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You want some like actiony music?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Okay, let's do it.
We're in combat, baby.
Okay. That's cool.
All right. Well, the thing I was gonna do, I don't have to do because that soldier is now deceased. So instead, 40-foot cube that I can see. Oh, so I can't hit that one without hitting Amnestria. Well, wait.
What are you trying to do?
Is there? This guy is not actually directly below Amnestria. He's got to be somewhere behind
Correct.
her, right?
He's
Okay.
The one. Okay. It's unfortunately that we don't have like a hallway.
That we don't have a hallway map. Yeah, I got you.
But technically, you guys are all in the hallway, 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet, all
Yeah.
from each other.
So this guy, he's in the room.
He's in the.
These guys are.
Which one are you
Is
referring to?
the one who's still alive, who on
Correct.
our map is below Amnestria, is just in the room.
That's right, and he didn't get hit by any of the cold damage because he was like
Yeah.
behind the wall.
Okay, but he's in the room. The other two soldiers in the room, and what's his face?
Bjorn Horstman.
Bjorn. They're all still in the room, right?
Oh yeah.
And the room is 40 by 40.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Because slow.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, that's a
Wisdom
what-
wisdom saves from all of them. DC 14. That's
Sure.
a second level spell.
Second level spell. He counterspells.
Or third level spell. Sorry, third
He,
level
he
spell.
counterspells.
Oh, you fucking
Ah.
dickbag! I
He can
hate
see.
you.
He sees you down the hallway, and he's like covered with like frost, but he can still see you. He sees you doing because it's a verbal and somatic spell, from what I remember. And he does counterspell it, but that uses his
Alright.
reaction.
Question: because Amnestria was knocked down, is she still under the effect of hold person?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, I was knocked unconscious, so probably not.
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think hold person, it doesn't matter whether you're it doesn't like stop when you're
Okay.
unconscious.
Okay.
But good question. I think
Alright.
you're still held no matter what.
Then in that case, I'm going to flip him off. Which, as you know, like, Muadnhait doesn't really swear, so this is a lot coming from her.
Yeah.
Is going to flip him off and then say, Amnestria, we need you. And I'm going to give her Bardic Inspiration.
Solid. I love it.
I love it.
And that is the end of my turn.
Is it a D4 or D6?
I think it's a D8 now, because we're level 5. Let me double check.
Nice.
Let's check that.
Yes, it is. It's a D8.
Beautiful. Okay. Mikmick, it is your turn. Do you wish to continue
Mikmick.
combat?
I do.
You guys are all sharks. Blood in the water. Let's go.
Well,
Yeah.
Mikmick and Muadnhait both have, like, solid reasons to really hate this fucker.
Yep. So
Absolutely.
Mikmick is gonna use, do what Louisa wanted to do and try and slide under everyone.
Yes. Gnome. Go.
And
He makes
move
it look
his-
so cool.
well, the floor's all icy now, so it's a lot more slippery.
Yeah!
He just like
It's
shoves
fun.
onto his chest and slides
Yeah.
down the hallway.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
It's a Christmas miracle.
But yeah, Mikmick will move his full speed, as in 35 feet. However, close.
He
How
sh-
close would that get him to?
He actually does. You know what? He does need to make a concentration save. Yeah, I forgot about that. With
yeah,
the
he
cone of
does.
cold. I forgot
Yeah,
about
he
that.
had to.
Yeah, let's make the
Con save?
concentration. Yeah, con save.
Can't save.
DC of
Did he-
what now?
Did he take full damage or half damage?
He
Even
took
at
he took the
half,
he took half the damage because he
Oh,
he made
okay.
the save. But he still needs
was
to
still
make a concentration save.
27 points, yeah.
Yeah, so half
Yeah.
of 27 is
13.
12. 13.
13.
Rounding up.
Okay.
All right. 13 is
It's
his
Gonna be
concept.
not
14 running
terrible.
up.
Rounding, well, 27, not 28.
Well, yeah, but 27
Half of that is
is
20.
13.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
13 and a
13.
half.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Well, so you rounded to an even number, so 13.
Okay, here we go. Con save.
Or to a whole number, rather.
Let me double check here.
Sorry, nerds.
Sorry, nerds.
Sorry, nerds. I made a math error. Please don't destroy me on the interwebs.
You know what? Nobody gives a fuck. Here we go. Con save. Oh, he fails. He got a 7.
Hey!
So you are no longer held.
Amnestria still has my inspiration because he's gonna do shit again.
Nice. So he's not concentrating anymore. Thank you, chat. You're the best.
So
So,
he failed the con
how-
save, did he?
how far
Mm.
does 35 feet get Mikmick into the room? Does it get Mikmick into the room? Or
20 plus, well, you'd have to go past the, so he goes,
Amnestria was 45 feet down the hall.
yes, and then you guys were an additional 20.
Okay.
So that's
So-
65 feet to the door. No, sorry, 65 feet to Bjorn, where he is.
Okay.
So you're 45 feet to the door from where you were.
Okay. So 45 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just gotta double check something. Because I don't think I can add that cold damage to a ranged attack.
I think it's a melee attack.
Melee attack.
A melee attack, yeah. However, question for you, GM. If I were to throw one of my axes, would that count as a ranged attack or a melee attack?
Ranged, sir.
Ranged? Okay.
Use some javelins.
Well then, I think that would be out of Mikmick's range, and he'll just charge right into the building and get right up in the face of Horstman.
Okay. Rah! Do. Again? Okay.
Yep.
Are you
That's his
raging?
action. Not at the moment, no,
Okay.
because he just wants to.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. It is Bjorn Horseman's turn. He's like, I don't understand why this is all such a giant to-do. You've destroyed my lab. You refuse to give me what you say is going to be the end of the undead plague. And now you wish to cause even more ruckus? And then he snaps his fingers and the 3 other guards, shing, 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 all 3 of them pull their swords. So they'll go on the previous veteran's turn. He's like, just please, can't we all work together? And then he'll cast a spell on, well, I guess on you, Mikmick. He'll cast Confusion again. Please make a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save, okay.
In fact, let me just check something. The range of concentration is... Yeah, each creature in a 10-foot radius, so that's just you. That's a fail. So you are confused. He's concentrating on that. So on your turn, roll that d10. And no reactions.
Yep.
Solid. Where's that cute little fucking thing here? There we go. And then because you can't take reactions, he backs off towards the back of the room. Okay, Amnestria, it's your turn. You are no longer held.
Right, I'm gonna use half my movement to get up.
Solid.
Then I'm gonna use a bonus action. Where does it go? Where are you? This list.
What you looking for?
Second wind.
Second wind.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Nice.
There we
Do
go.
it. Great fighter feat.
So
Yes.
Feature, rather.
1d10 plus 3.
Nice.
9 hit points.
That'll do.
Okay, and then I'm gonna yell down the hall
Which way?
towards Bjorn. I'm gonna
Towards Bjorn?
yell towards Bjorn. Just say, enough! Stop fighting!
Now you can make a persuasion check. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to make you do it at... Well, I would make you do it at disadvantage, except for the fact that he actually wants to stop too. Because when you're hostile towards someone, you're supposed to do it at disadvantage. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
I'm gonna use the inspiration
Bardic
for that.
inspiration. Okay.
Take it.
Which is a
D8.
D8.
Nice.
17?
17's enough. Okay. He says to his guards, he says, enough! She wishes to stop, we will stop. Radaga, I'm going to ask that you clean up this mess that you have made. You have interrupted our work, caused immeasurable damage to months' worth of study, and now, with the oncoming zombie incursion tonight, I do not know what we are going to do. We only have these 3, and of course, the 4 of you. He says that with a certain amount of disgust.
You know, Bjorn, taking what you want by force is not working together. Makes you no better than them.
Did you know what was happening to Amnestria?
Oh, good point. Well, he was saying let's all work together while he attacked us, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't think I did.
I don't think Amnestria was
you're
like,
right.
he was trying to take my blood!
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I
You're
like
right.
it. I like the sentiment. I was just like,
It was very meta.
I like it. Maybe that's what you were like wanting to say.
Or maybe just something along the lines of,
Go ahead.
you know, attacking my friend is not the way to get someone to help you. You know, for an intelligent man, you're incredibly stupid.
He sort of dusts the the rime and frost off of his coat. Like, looks at the wounds inflicted by the shards of ice. Pulls out a chunk of ice, throws it on the ground. And he says, well, if you do in fact intend to assist us here before the undead come within a matter of hours, I will allow you to take a well-earned rest. But you will have to do it under lock and key.
Perfectly honest, I don't want to help you at all. But if that's the only way we can get Radaga to come with us, then I suppose I shall.
Now, Amnestria did make the persuasion check. I'm not going to allow it if the three rest of you are indeed like, what? I want to go! I want to kill this mother-
I'm not saying that I want to kill him. I'm letting him openly know that I dislike him and I think
Totally
he's
understandable.
horrible.
I just want to make sure that from a party perspective, we don't have one person doing something against the other three.
Since Louisa took half damage, she's kind of frozen to the wall where she was. So she's just kind of like, nope, I'm good.
It's a Louisa-sicle. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Louisa-sicle. Mikmick?
Mikmick's still got it murder in his eyes. He wants to kill this bastard.
Okay.
I think, can I make a roll to see if Muadnhait notices that?
He's pretty far away from you, though. Like, he did run all the way down the hall. Maybe he's, like, heaving. He's like, but he's not raging. Like, you've seen him just fucking rage. But he's also fucking confused, too. He's still under the confusion spell, so he's like,
Sure. He has to drop concentration on that, really?
Yeah.
Even though we're not fighting anymore?
With the murder in his eyes? I don't know. Make a D10 roll. Let's see who you hit. Maybe he just slams the table, Mikmick. Let's see what happens, just for fun.
In the lab even more.
He's like, I can't help anything. This guy's just destroying my lab. So roll a D10, Mikmick, just for fun. Let's see if he lets you go.
Okay. D10.
3?
3.
What do you get with a 3? Yeah, you don't move or take actions this turn. So, you're just frozen in place with, like, the fullest anger on your face.
Glaring.
Super glaring.
I just want to know if I can, like, if Muadnhait can tell that Mikmick is still incredibly angry from this distance. That's why I asked if I could roll for it.
You know what? Make a perception roll. It's going to be a high
Well, you
DC
can move
because...
closer,
yeah, you can move
Fine.
closer and then do it. That's fine. I'll allow it.
Ugh, terrible perception. All right, never
Or a
mind.
9.
Alright, I was going to be useful, but now I'm not.
It happens. That said, I'm going to go ahead and take, again, a step back and remove everyone from combat. And then Bjorn drops concentration on your confusion spell, Mikmick.
I will look at Horseman and say, just so that we're clear, I will help you fight the undead. I will not help you make more of these abominations. No one should have themselves taken away. And then she's going to turn and walk down the hall.
Okay. When you get to the other end of the hall, there are 2 guards waiting there. Why not?
I'll just, like, kick back against the wall, put a foot up, and wait for the others.
Okay.
I just need to be away from that asshole.
Understandable. I would be in the same boat.
Like, Muadnhait's going to do something dumb if she stays in the room with him, so she's walking away.
I'm with you.
She's smarter than...
Yeah, Radaga says, I just want you all to know that what I did for all of us. If those guards had gotten a hold of us, we would all be on that table right now. I had to do what I had to do.
Can I insight check that statement?
You sure can.
Ah,
Can't tell.
So are we all banished to the room, or?
So
Probably.
the guards come from various places. They don't, like, clap you in irons or anything, but they're rather large and imposing, and they have long swords. They don't ask you to disarm yourselves yet. However, they do remand you into their custody and bring you above ground to the main site of Morfenzi. So let me bring you there. Meow.
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 Let me bring you around.
Meow.
Meow. Meow. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's sort of day into dusk, perhaps, not quite yet night. You can tell as you come up above ground with the guards sort of around you on the four corners. Just looking around, you can see that there are probably, I don't know, a dozen or so odd people. And those people are... I can't actually put you on the map yet, sorry, folks. But I will put you back to the main screen, just so we don't all sort of lose our minds and go, what's going on? There's no map. So there we go. Whoosh, magic. And yeah, at this point in time, you're all sort of brought into the center of the palisade itself. In the middle of town is a rather large, probably, let me measure it. Looks like it is 10, 15, 20, 25 by 25 iron cage.
Oh, great.
And the guards,
This iron cage is like out in public.
it's in the middle of the entire village, surrounded by all of the wagons that are sort of placed around it, fires, torches, etc. Villagers, they're all sort of milling back and forth. The soldiers are trying to prepare some form of defense for what you could assume is only going to happen hours from now. And yeah, at this point in time, you know, the sun's rays are sort of creeping over the tips of the trees. As you see the sun beginning to set. And the door to the cage opens from one of the soldiers. Sort of opens the door, and he just sort of gives you one of those inside.
I'll walk in.
Okay.
Be in your best interest to let us out once the fighting starts.
The guard says nothing.
Fine. I'm gonna go sit down. Pull out my lyre and begin strumming in the corner.
Cool. How about the rest of you?
Louisa's going to kind of waddle in. She hasn't completely unfrozen yet. So-
Moynat's
would-
gonna kind of... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You guys say what you're gonna do, and then I'll speak.
Yeah, Mikmick will walk in, though he's still probably seething a little bit. So he's probably just trying to get himself to refocus, get himself into a level head state. So he's probably trying to control his breathing as much as possible.
Cool. Amnestria?
Amnestria is going to walk into the cage as well and sit a bit further away from the others. She's putting the armor and pulling down her sleeves again back on her hands and arms.
Okay. The guard who, well, the guard closest to you, one of these powerfully built, sort of beast-like guards, looks at the four of you, and then looks at Radaga, and then Radaga sort of sadly, she like nods at the guard, and the guard shuts the door and locks it.
Oh, interesting.
As we sit down in the cage, I assume that there are like passersby and town folk like gawking at the people in the cage.
Oh yeah, very much so. You're like still coated with ice. Those of you who aren't are like wet.
Muadnhait is strumming her little lyre, and she's going to start singing a little song. It's kind of quietly like, "Oh, did you ever wonder from whence the trouble comes? When it comes to sources of trouble, well, there's usually only one. Somebody makes it happen, somebody sends it all. If you don't find the source of trouble, that is when you fall. Oh, do you ever wonder?" Just keeps kind of singing it, making eye contact with people as they walk by.
Villager walks by. He's like, "It's got a good beat. I can dance to it. I like it."
Thank you, sir. Think about what it says.
I've got an intelligence of 5.
Still gonna keep singing her song. The entire point she's been trying to make that no one wants to listen to. Who fucking did this shit? Who did this? You people are so fucking short-sighted! Treating the symptoms instead of the disease. Fine. Whatever.
Amazing.
That's Muadnhait after Louisa pulls out one of her wineskins and goes, "Oh, rosé. It's
Amazing. So good.
It's so funny because Muadnhait is like the first character I've ever played who doesn't swear and rarely drinks. It's really interesting.
Sorry, that threw me for a loop. Okay, cool.
I'm just gonna sit and sing my little protest song in my cage
That's cool. That's fine.
until they let me out to fight zombies.
Hey, let's hope so.
I mean, if they don't let me out, I'm in the cage. I'm probably safer than these fucks. So
yeah,
whatever.
it's true. It's true.
Okay.
Muadnhait is done with this country. She does not like these people.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the same. Like how long will it take before Muadnhait's like, I am so done with this place?
I mean, Muadnhait's been done with every place they've gone
That's
to.
totally true. Like Dementhio, like 3 days in, I am so done with this place. Cardicos, 2 days in, I am so done with this
Actually,
place.
Cardicos, she played along until she found out they were actors, and then she's like, I will burn this place to the fucking ground.
Oh, y'all.
Until she found out someone wanted her to, and then she's like, never mind. I'm just gonna go be angry at the gate until my ride comes.
Absolutely. Okay. The sound of clanging hammers beating the dents out of shields beating spears and swords into shape comes into your ears quite heavily as the 4 of you sort of settle down and take a short rest.
Short rest?
Hell yeah.
Well, we're
I will
doing
do this, actually. I will do this because it is approximately 3 hours till nightfall. So if you want, you can take as many as 3 short rests. But then you won't be able to take another one until the long rest.
Oof. I only have 3 total hit dice left.
Ooh, we're
So-
taking a short rest. Yay!
That's-
I get my bardic
Oh,
inspiration back.
that's nice.
You can take up to, because there are 3 hours before now and... that's all I gotta say. You can take up to 3 short rests.
I'm gonna do that.
Well, if we, I will sing a song of rest for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Song of Rest.
So for each of them, you will get. For the first one, you get an extra 4. If you roll 1 hit die for each rest,
It's
you get a 4, an extra 2, and then a
Well, remember,
extra
on
7.
short rests, you can take as many and use as many hit dice as you'd like.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you spread them out
Right.
and do 1 hit die, a minimum of 1 per 3 short rests, then on the first one you get an extra 4 hit points. On the second you get an extra 2, and on the last you get an extra 7.
Cool.
So I'm helping you here, people.
Especially since you're not getting any more potions from chat, which sucks.
With
but-
my song, with my song of rest, I'm helping you heal,
Okay.
since I'm sure we're getting attacked before we get our long rest.
Oh yeah. All right.
Just go.
I
What
back
hit
to-
dice is an artificer?
Oh.
D8, I think it is.
Yeah.
What hit dice is a what?
Artificer.
Artificer, I believe. Yeah, I think D8. They're definitely not D10. Yeah,
No.
they're D8.
That worked.
Because
Sweet,
I've
I
used
only
my
had to roll
D12
2.
hit dice.
D12 for your
so-
barbarian
I had to roll
level,
all
and the
3 of
rest are
mine
your
that I had
artificer
left.
levels.
Oh, I had all 5 of mine.
Yeah,
I had
most-
to use so many on our last short rest.
Ugh.
And
I'm
I think you only
also-
regain half.
Actually, right before we do the short rest,
Mhm.
let me actually double check the rules on this to make sure I know what I'm doing. Oh, until you finish a short or a long rest. Okay, never mind. So I'll do it later.
Okay, so let's talk about how many hit points y'all have.
I'm at full.
I'm at full.
You're at full. So that's 34 hit points for Muadnhait.
Yes. I'm a beefy bard. The dice have been kind to me.
Yeah, you are. That's nice.
I rolled on the level 5. I rolled max.
You are at 36 hit points, Louisa.
Yes.
Let's talk about Amnestria.
I have 42 now.
42.
I did it myself. I didn't know if I should or not.
Solid. And then Mikmick.
I think I'll stay at 35 and keep 2 hit dice in the bank.
35 it is, sir.
Yeah. And during that time, Mikmick will do a few things in the short rest time. The first one is he'll kind of mutter to himself, probably loud enough for the rest of the party to hear, and he'll say something along the lines of, so that's what it's like to look into a mirror.
Mikmick, you're nothing like him.
Not now,
He might be.
but I was.
Sorry, I did not mean to laugh. I apologize.
Not now, but I was like him.
Now you're choosing to not be like him.
And seeing it, well, made me act up a little bit. Sorry about that.
Oh, don't be. I wanted to kill him too.
What happened in there?
I
Louisa's just kind of gonna look at Amnestria and be like, how angry do we all need to be right now?
sort of looked down at her hands, just be like, I tried to offer him a deal for a dagger.
What was
He's-
the deal?
I offered him my blood. Let me explain. I'm a blood hunter. My magic is powered by my own life force, my blood.
I had
If he had
met
accepted my deal, well, maybe he would have gotten what he wanted, but he had to accept it. You can't forcefully take a blood hunter's blood. And even if he did, it wouldn't really do him much good because he doesn't know how to make it work.
Pity
He's
he didn't
arrogant.
know that part before he tried to kill you.
A pity indeed. I did want to help these people, just so we're clear. I've lost far too many to the dead. And, well,
I'll
if
be
I could
honest.
save someone else, matters.
I'll be honest, I don't care one whit about these people. But here we are.
See, the problem is I don't know if he's going to let me leave now.
Oh, we will leave. Believe me, I'm not staying in this deep's forsaken place a second longer than I have to, and you're coming with me.
I agree with you, but I still think someone else should hold on to this. And she's going to take out the charm and just hold it out.
Why not? We'll take it and braid it into her hair so that it can't be dropped.
Well, she got plenty of hair to braid it into, so.
Exactly.
And then the second thing that I would have Mikmick do is, well, probably Louisa would probably notice it most because it has a perception. But you didn't notice before, but on his right hand, there's now what looks like a dragon crest. So if you want to ask about that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Mick was like, hint, hint.
Mm,
New things.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I'm going. Fine. Oh, she notices him pointedly looking at his hand and goes, oh, that's new. What was that?
Well, he actually wasn't looking at it. He was probably just rubbing his eye, and probably the crest was, yeah. And it turns to-
Nonchalantly displaying it.
Yeah, well, he doesn't realize he's displaying it, but yeah. And then
In movie terms, in the movie, this is when the guy goes like this, so somebody can notice something.
Yeah. Yeah, turn the label to face.
Gosh, how I wish I had a Pepsi.
Product placement. Pardon me while I drink my name brand beverage.
But yeah, he'll just he'll turn the faces, look at it, and his face would turn somewhat dour, and he would have a remembrance sigh. So I'm not sure entirely how to describe it, but kind of like remembering a good memory and something that may be lost now. And he'll just look at it, and he'll speak in a language that Louisa and Muadnhait don't understand, but I know Amnestria does, because he speaks in Draconic. And he'll say, I really could use your help in protecting those that I care about, old friend. And that crest will start to glow slightly, and you see a slight smile curl upon Mikmick's face. And then he'll turn to Louisa and just say, a gift from an old friend.
Does Mikmick know Amnestria can speak Draconic, though?
No, he doesn't.
Alright. She's going
Personally,
to
he
respond
doesn't, but
in
yeah.
Draconic. But I'm not going to see what she says.
Oh. Whisper
I'll leave that up
time.
to interpretation.
Okay.
There is something I want to do at the end of our last short rest, but I will wait until we're definitely there.
Okay.
Louisa's just gonna look at the two people speaking a language she doesn't understand and go, cool. and just take a swig of wine because it's been a rough day and a rough evening to go with a rough 7 years. So
Why not? Just gonna look over and be like, that's how I always feel about land people.
Are you... So you are from... not land?
I'm from the deeps.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like, Mikmick had said some things to me earlier, but, about the possibility of you being a mer person, but I wasn't quite sure.
No.
No? Ooh.
No.
Can
Very different, but no, I am from the deeps.
At least you're not from the
Or
shallows.
at least I was. She sort of looks at Amnestria and just rolls her eyes. Terrible joke. And
What
when
are
we
you then?
well,
An experience.
Always. Of
What?
course she is. Of course she is.
The Moynot
Yeah, that's what it is.
Experience.
gonna be the name of my emo band.
Playing. I was thinking more like playing like Vegas, like at the Taj Mahal. The
Oh,
Moynot
God.
Experience.
No, it's like Pearl Jam, the spaghetti incident. No, the Moynot
Yes.
Experience. All 50s covers played emo style.
Unplugged. Moynot Unplugged. Yeah.
There you go. Say, well, I am what is apparently called a hexblood. It is not what I always was, but it is what I am. I was taken from my home. I will find the person responsible, and they will pay.
We have that in common.
That we do.
I think that's a good time for Moynot to sing a song. So I'm gonna roll a d8.
Awkward,
And
awkward,
try.
awkward. Anger, anger, anger. Song.
Please give me a new one. Give me a new one. Give me a new one. 5. Have we had 5 before? Let's find
I
out.
don't think we have. Could be wrong, but
Nah, maybe we have had this one. But it's actually perfect. I feel like I've expended my lyrical improvisation abilities for the evening. So what we got is the Tale of the Avenger.
Ooh.
Which, considering what we were just discussing, is perfect. So Moynot is going to pick up her lyre, which has been sitting by her side, and begin to play a song. A sweet and sad song, but with a sharp edge beneath it, about wrongs done and revenges taken. And when before we finish a long rest, choose to bestow this tale on someone as an action for 1 minute, any creature that hits the target with a melee attack will take force damage equal to a roll of my bardic inspiration die.
Nice.
So anyone who hits one of you with a melee, whoever I give it to, so
Yeah.
basically I'll give it to whoever's like stuck in fucking melee, and then anyone who hits you with a melee attack will take a d8 of force damage.
would that stack with the bad touch?
Yes.
Well, no, it's when somebody damages you.
Well, that's what I mean.
Meaning if
somebody-
someone touches Amnestria on her flesh, and then that necrotic
Oh.
damage goes through, then yeah.
No, because it's
force
because
damage.
because the necrotic damage goes to the person who touched her.
Correct.
Basically, I put this on. If they touch her with a melee attack, flesh to flesh, but like this also accounts with weapons.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So
Have you considered going into battle, like, sans sleeves, just to increase your area of effect? Oh.
Remove 2 from your AC.
She's not a monk. If only Amnestria was a monk. Then she could do the correct damage with unarmed attacks.
To be fair,
One for each
most
sleeve.
of our combatants hit with weapons, not their bare hands.
True,
I'm
but
not too good with my bare hands, but it seems to be that if somebody touches me, they regret it. Really hoping something.
You and I have that in common. Just not in the same way.
I just realized, looking at your tokens, folks, that we have 1 blonde, 1 brunette, and 1 redhead. And then we have Mikmick, who's like this little dude with white hair.
Until Amnestria changes her
we
season again.
need
Yeah.
a bar.
You need a bar, and you need...
To walk
Oh,
into it.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
If we all survive, that's what we'll do afterwards.
Just
And
one of
then
these
if
things.
we were in
Mhm.
Carticos, an actor would say, "Could I get some glow tape on that?"
I was thinking
sure
more
just
like
gonna-
along the lines of, this is just me aging myself, but I was thinking like there's like a little voice box on a table somewhere, and the 3 of you
Charlie's
walk in and be
Angels.
like,
Yeah. Hello, angels.
Hello, angels.
Except that one has a broom, one has a hand crossbow, and one has a skull.
Yes! I am fucking waiting for this art.
So,
I am
Yeah,
waiting for it.
please.
well,
Oh
that
my God,
means
that makes
Mikmick
you
could be Bosley.
He's Bosley.
Yes!
Ms. Mikmick
Mikmick is
Bosley.
Bosley.
Love it.
Oh my god. I want this so bad right now. I just want this
Amnestria,
art.
get on that.
Please.
I want
Someone
this
Dave, get
art.
on
A
that.
broom, a skull, and a hand crossbow. And a little mini crossbow that looks like a toy. I
My
love it.
God.
Guys, everyone, Louise is the monk. She gets dibs on the like 3-point stance with like the broom pose.
Oh,
So
Moynat
just-
is the tall, skinny one, so obviously she's in the back just holding her skull directly in the air.
exactly.
Like above her
yes.
head.
And Mestri has to do
Yes.
this shit. Mestri has to do this
yeah,
shit.
yes,
It's with the crossbow. It's perfect.
Fuck yes. This works out so well. Did we
I'm
plan
gonna have
this?
to redraw the picture of all the characters.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Holy crap.
Man.
Please.
Well, I think Maeve is our only artist in the chat, so
That's right.
I
she'll
mean,
really
like,
have to do.
I'd be on board with like going in
There-
on commission for that from
Well,
somebody.
since he's
There
no
are
longer
people-
here,
Amazing.
it could be Cloudy's Angels. Because you know, it's just
Cloudy.
a boss.
Oh!
Oh.
Yes. Yes, I will.
Left it.
Or demons,
hey,
depending.
Yeah,
artists
exactly.
watching this on VOD.
Yeah. What's up?
We need to see it.
Let's go.
We're looking at you.
Make it happen.
Looking at you.
All right, sorry.
Back to the story.
I took you out of it.
So Moynat
Well,
just sang a song of vengeance after 6 hours in a fucking cage.
Sing rickety tickety tin.
I think Amnestria will actually sort of go quiet for a little bit and think about what Louisa said, and then begin to do exactly as she said, and taking off pieces of her armor to like uncover as much of her flesh as possible.
Okay.
Moynat looks on approvingly.
Honestly, though,
No hugs from Amnestria for a while.
if you do like take off the foremost pieces of your armor to sort of decouple it, I am going to give a slight, very slight, AC penalty to you.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, I was thinking more of like her arms mostly, and
Yeah, I mean
You
armor.
still got the
Is...
shoulder pads on?
Are you in full plate?
No,
No.
she's not. She's in leather armor, I think, right? Studded
That's
leather
studded.
armor.
no, I'm wearing
Medium.
actually scale mail.
Scale mail.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Scale mail.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm the
Art
one.
seems to suggest
I
otherwise.
am in studded leather. I am the dominatrix armor wearer
You know,
that
actually, that's
Mikmick sculpted for me. It's great.
not a bad idea. She actually has her Oh, did you reduce it to 15, Matt?
I didn't reduce it. No.
Oh.
I mean, I think it is 15 with. Wait, with scale
was
mail,
six-
it should be
It was
16.
16. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, it's
Oh, because you took
Louisa
the
with
scale
that.
mail. Sorry to interrupt. I apologize. You took the scale mail from the quartermaster, so it was 15, but then you took the scale mail, so now it's 16.
No, she's had the scale mail because she had Mikmick make it fit her, just like he fitted
Yeah.
my leather armor.
Oh, that's
a
funny.
while
I
ago.
had you
like
at
back in
15
LinkedIn,
armor
yeah.
class for a long time. I don't know why.
Should
Hmm.
be 16.
Okay, fair.
Because I was just about to say that Louisa's got the no armor,
Yep.
just clothes. Moynat's got the light armor, and Amnestria's got medium armor, and Mikmick's got the
That
heavy armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I think she probably would do that, though. Just
Okay. Then I am
Sure,
going
it's cheap.
to. I'll just drop it to 15 if you're going to take the arms off to make it easier.
Question though, Amnestria, now that you've taken a multi-class into fighter, does that give you heavy armor proficiency?
I don't think that works that way. I could be wrong.
Yes.
I think you have to start as a fighter in order to get the armor.
I don't
proficiency.
believe so.
But
Yeah.
it'll tell you when you like what you get.
Yeah,
when
once
multiply.
you multi-class
Yeah.
in, you get proficiencies.
But you don't get all
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, you
There's
gain the
specific
proficiencies, you just don't get to start with the armor.
You get the following proficiencies when you gain a level in fighter: all armor, shields.
No, multi-classing. When you gain a level in a class other than your first, you gain only some of that class's starting proficiencies.
Correct.
You only get light, medium, and shields when you multi-class into fighter.
Oh, I did not know that. Well, there you
No
go.
heavy armor for me then.
Bummer.
That's fine.
I did not know that, and now I've learned something.
There's like when you multi-class into something, you don't get all of their starting proficiencies. You only get some because otherwise you'd be like super OP.
Yeah, you know that's what 4th edition did.
Okay.
So, and third
Yeah,
edition
because
too. to some degree.
otherwise you could be like, I'm going to take one class in everything and get all the proficiencies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, third edition.
I'm proficient in everything.
But I can't chill.
Or you could just be
Interesting.
a bard and get jack of all trades. I mean, come on.
Or a rogue and get fucking expertise in everything and never have to roll anything under a 10 ever.
Miss being a rogue.
And yeah, fucking
Yeah, about them.
reliable
Fuck that
talent.
bullshit. Fucking
Can't roll
reliable
less than a
talents.
23 in stealth.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Jesus Christ.
Nat 1 equals 23. God damn it. Poof, you disappear in a puff of smoke.
Well, you know, what are you gonna do?
Not 20,
mean,
it's
hey,
40.
man. He played the game. He min-maxed the character in a really effective way.
I appreciated that. Okay.
It was a balanced party.
Let's head back to our story after your songs of rest are completed. Yes, Moynat?
Songs of Rest and Rage.
Solid. Good choice.
Mhm.
The sun begins to dip behind the trees. And as you look, you see around you, a line of spear-wielding soldiers walking towards the gates. There are 4 gates around the palisade of Morfenzi. There, of course, are the houses around it, but for the most part, the citizens have all sort of been instructed to come within the center palisade, where they now huddle in small groups. There are approximately anywhere between 80 to 100 people clustered around the large wagons that are at the very heart of this encampment. And at the super center, of course, is your cage. There are, as I said, 4 doors, 4 large gates, northwest, south, and east. All of them are double doors, made out of thick planks of wood. And then beyond those doors, you sort of spy roads leading in various directions. But beyond those doors, you do see that there are spike traps, like wooden spikes that are pointing outward at an angle. Imagine, if you will, shows like The Walking Dead, or any, zombie apocalypse movie where people are putting together defense against a zombie siege. And I think you may get this sort of gist and feeling of this particular environment.
Well, we've got the images that we can look at,
Oh yeah, very much so.
the handouts.
Yeah, the handouts, absolutely.
We're still in the cage, right?
You are still in the cage. Over the next half hour, however, the sun's dying rays are extinguished entirely as night falls over Morfenzi, and darkness slowly envelops the village, so deep that even torches appear to burn less brightly. You look overhead, and the new moon, which was brilliant, so perhaps maybe an hour or so earlier, is now gone. And in its place is nothing but a dark, circular void of starless sky, coated with black clouds.
Louisa heaves a deep sigh and then puts on the skin bag.
Sorry, that just brought me right out of it.
I'm sorry.
Do I?
Bring out the gift.
Oh shit.
Can't. Why? Gimp's sleeping. Wake her up. Then.
Oh my god.
Love you guys. Great.
Do I see
part of Mikmick would
Bjorn
probably wanna see if-
anywhere?
I'm sorry. I heard 2 people. I apologize. What?
You go, Sarah.
Do I see Bjorn anywhere?
You do not. Nor do you see Radaga. But you do see probably anywhere between a dozen to 20 guards, all dressed in the raiments of Falkovnian soldiers, many of which you notice seem to be walking, and just their whole compartment seems to not scream soldier to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I see any of the beefed out guards, like the ones that we saw downstairs?
So you do. They are walking sort of along the perimeter, occasionally stopping at one of the doors, especially as night begins to fall. There are only 3 of them. The rest are just plain old guards.
And there were only 3
Bang
left
on the
in the
cage with the
basement, was it?
crowbar. Time to let us out.
I
Um,
look at our guard and I say, really, only 3 of those monstrosities after all that work he did.
the guard sort of looks at you and says, I had nothing to do with it.
Did they ask you?
They don't ask.
That's what I thought. Tell me, where does Bjorn go when the undead attack?
He's in his lab.
So he hides while the rest of you die.
He says nothing after that.
If you don't want to die, I suggest letting us out.
Make a persuasion check.
Can do. That's not very good.
God damn it.
He looks at you and he says, I don't take orders from you.
He's like, no,
Do you know-
you take orders from Bjorn, who leaves you out here to die while he hides in a cellar. Tell me, does that seem fair to you?
He just looks at the ground.
I don't think it sounds fair. I think he wants to turn you all into monsters to save himself. And I just think it's
Steady.
disgusting.
Can I just offer to say something?
Be my guest.
What rank is the guard?
There are no rank insignias on these soldiers, unfortunately.
Because if the guard is essentially a private, then Muadnhait could technically tell him what to do.
Oh, that's true. I'm a, what am I?
You're a
You're
corporal.
corporal.
I'm a corporal. That's a.
Yeah. So that could be a suggestion.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, that is something that would never occur to Moina, but if Mikmick wants to whisper it to her, she'll try.
Yeah, I think Mikmick will probably just sidle over to Moina and just say, "You're a corporal. If this guard is a private, you outrank him and you can tell him what to do."
Oh, that is how that works, isn't it? Huh? Worth a try. And then I'll kind of turn back to me and be, wait, what city did we come from again?
Ah,
Mikmick's like,
Where did we come from?
just gonna leave.
I've got the high intelligence, but not
Lakar.
me. The player.
Lakar, thank you.
Mhm.
Say, look, I am a corporal from Lakar. It's possible I outrank you, but at the very least, we're all on the same side. If you let us out, we can help. Otherwise, we'll stand in this cage and watch you die. I think making us fight is a far worse punishment, don't you?
okay, make a persuasion check. The DC's higher because Amnestria failed, unfortunately, but you're
Alright.
more than welcome to try.
My own charisma.
Not that high.
Oh, God.
23.
That's why we have a bard in that party.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For the charisma checks.
Who needs
I was on-
keys when you can just whistle your
only
way
rolled a-
through doors?
I only rolled a 14 on that. It's my highest skill.
Oh,
Damn.
damn. Jesus,
That and
plus one.
performance are my highest, yeah.
Persuasion.
I'm a
Persuasion.
bard, baby!
All right. The guard looks at you.
Proof that you don't have to be nice to be a bard.
Fair, fair. I know a lot of evil bards in real life. The sorry,
That one got me, sorry.
the guard looks down. He's like looks around, looks both ways, makes sure that no other guard is looking, and he's like, I can't open the door, but I can give you this. And he takes a key, an iron key, off of his belt. He's like, they'll see if I do it. But when the fighting starts, here. And he drops the key into a little bale of hay next to you.
We'll fish it out, give him a smile, and say, thank you, we'll do our best to save your ass.
Thank you. And then he sort of goes back to pretending like he's guarding you.
And I'm gonna go back to strumming my lute until the shit hits the fan. My lyre.
Well, guess what, folks? It's not too long
Yeah.
after you start to strum your lute that you hear it.
I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back.
Oh, darn, Sarah. I had a sound effect. That's fine.
What's that?
It's fine.
I'm like, bad shit's about to happen.
You know what?
I gotta
Go
go.
pee. We'll wait for you to come back, and then we'll do the sound effect. It's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
That's fine.
ruined
No,
it.
peeing is important.
It is.
You gotta
I'll
go.
be
You
right
gotta go. Do it.
We've hydrated too much.
We have hydrated too much. Thank you for telling us to hydrate, chat. We really needed that. Because like I've been drinking La Croix like it's nobody's business. So
Except you're not. You're drinking Waterloo, and now I've got the ABBA song stuck in my head. So.
I'm not. You're right. It's not La Croix. It is Waterloo.
Yep. Because every time I see it, I'm like, damn it.
I don't know about this stuff. Sorry to go off on tangents about like fizzy drinks, but yeah, Abba and I are like I'm not like a huge Abba fan. I'm okay with this stuff. It's not bad. Not bad at all.
Hey, Matt.
Benefits of a 400 square foot apartment. The bathroom is like 20 feet away.
Damn, you're a fast peer.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
very
I am.
nice.
You just like whoosh and then come back.
It's
Hey, Matt.
when you grow up as the one who always has to go to the bathroom, you learn how to do it quickly.
Wow. That's impressive. I think Mikmick just ran out the door after you. Now we'll see him in like a month.
There you go.
You know?
Fun fact, I actually was out with a bunch of like my girlfriends that I've known my whole life in a bar one night, and they kept marveling at how fast I went to the bathroom, and someone's like, I'm gonna time you. And I was like, all right, I'm going. Ready? Go.
And it
We were
was
like-
what,
We were on like a second level balcony, and I was back in a minute and a half.
damn. That's fast.
Also, no line. That's impressive.
There was no line.
Yep.
It was like a Tuesday night in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. There was
Okay.
never going to be a line.
Here he comes.
Fair.
All right.
Matt.
Fair.
Hey,
Let's start this fucking party. Here we go.
I had a question.
Oh god damn it.
It's actually it's involved in the game.
Yes,
don't-
Maeve. I'm kidding.
Well,
Go ahead.
I can't find the note on the mark of the Raven amulet, and I don't remember if it does something special.
The Raven amulet. Remind me.
from the house. That's
From
from
the
a
house.
long time
That's
ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the Raven amulet, I think you did an Arcana check on it and found that it wasn't a magical amulet. It was a holy symbol for certain.
Yes,
It was not a magical implement.
that sounds right. But it was holy, which might help you against the undead. Who knows?
I have 12 of those suckers, so
Yeah, you got a lot of holy something. That's for sure.
I've got holy water.
Sure. Splash
And
it
my
in a zombie's
monster hunter
face and
deck.
let's see. I'm wet. I'm wet and I'm a zombie. I'm a wet zombie.
Sprinkle it on my hands and my feet, so when I punch and kick people, like,
I'll
I'm in
never forget
pain
Claude.
and I'm wet and I'm a zombie.
May he rest in peace. I'll never forget Claudia's face when I mentioned I had wooden stakes.
Yeah, he's just like.
Had I not been who I am, I might have known what that meant.
Yes. Okay. So. Yes, Amnestria?
I would like to offer a mark of the raven to each of you if you would like one.
Very kind.
How many did you find?
sure.
I have 12 of them.
Yep.
Okay. Sure, I'll throw it on over my my Codicus amulet, because why not?
Did
So
you
we
say
just have to wear
Codicus? What is this,
I did.
Brooklyn? Codicus. Let's go to Codicus. Let's get some beers down at Codicus.
No, the Codicus, the snake eating itself.
Oh, Caduceus.
Caduceus!
Oh,
I'm sorry. I have a skull and Caduceus amulet that I also found in the house that I just wear because I think it's pretty.
Nice.
Not Codicus. Codicus.
Codicus.
That's like, no, that's not Brooklyn, it's Boston. Get a Codicus. Back to Codicus.
The next time I run this, I'm totally gonna be like, welcome to Codicus.
Catechus. We're back to Catechus.
As someone who spent a great deal of time in Boston growing up, I appreciate this.
Oh my god.
When I first moved to New York, all of my housemates were from Boston.
Okay.
It was like mini Boston in New York.
It's time, folks.
Mhm. Time to fight zombies? Okay.
You hear it. Let's start us off slow. You hear this. The snapping of distant trees.
Well, probably Louisa hears it first.
Well,
I'd say all of you hear it. Like, not just those of you in the cage, but just everybody within this palisaded area of the city. Just trees, hundreds and hundreds of trees being broken or snapped or stepped upon or moved aside by something. And then, not long after, wailing screams. These are ostensibly whoever is outside the palisade. Because not long after, there is silence. Followed shortly after by a sound comes unfortunate to your ears. The growling of hundreds upon hundreds of the ravenous dead. The siege of Morfenzi has begun. And because I don't have time to run this fucking combat within 45 minutes, that's where we're gonna stop for tonight. All right. We're stopping a little early, but that's okay. Do we have any questions, any comments, any issues? You know what I will do? I'll show you the map. How about that? I'll show you the map. Because the map is cool as shit.
We've been stuck on the lab forever.
You have been stuck on the lab. The guards sort of press themselves up against the doors as the sounds of this sort of horrible snarling horde come in, and that is when you hear just like hundreds of bodies slamming up against the walls, and the guards are like, no, they can't come in, and that, well, they say that, but one of the beefy guards sort of like pushes his bulk up against one of the doors and just like snarls with rage. That door doesn't move. Unfortunately, 3 others do. and you can't see beyond the throng of undead flesh in 2 of these doors, but you can see that 6 of these creatures come sort of sloughing in, just like the guards stab at them, and they are just immediately shoved aside and smashed. Their heads just are caved in almost immediately. The guard that you saw, he's like, now would be a good time, and he runs.
That would be when I go for the log.
Absolutely, fine. You know what? In fact, let's leave it at this. You guys unlock the cage, and yeah, this is perfect. You guys unlock the cage. You come out of the cage from the door to face against these 6 zombies that are probably closest to you. And as you do so, the zombies go, and their skin starts to slough off of them, sort of pooling into a puddle on the floor of the palisade, leaving nothing but skeletons. And then the skin begins to undulate and move.
Oh no, not again. Not those fuckers.
And slimes up into a form unlike, probably it's like a bed sheet with
Boneless?
eyes.
They're boneless?
And they are, in fact, boneless.
I hate these things.
I hate them so much.
Let me bring you to the map. There you are.
These are what murdered me last time.
And
Me too.
there you guys
They killed
are.
all of us.
So we've got skeletons and
Oh, man.
and boneless and zombies. Oh my.
Oh, we got
And I
Radaga
get some
and
dead fish.
Bjorn. Are they going to come join the fight? Those
Radaga
cowardly
and
fucks?
Bjorn have run out of their little hovel. And Radaga's hands begin to glow with an orange light. And that,
Yes, fireball those fuckers.
that is where we're going to stop.
Nice.
Can you give me dark vision?
Oh
so I
god,
can
you're
see the
right, you don't
map?
have the dark vision. Damn it, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just like, I want to see too.
I want to see too.
please.
It's your damn, you human. What's up with you? That's right, you put the thing
Said
on.
I put the skin bag on.
I put the skin bag on. There you go.
There we go. Thank you. Oh, they are here.
So wait, no,
I am
actually,
gonna have some stern fucking words with Bjorn if I survive this
if
fight.
you survive this fight. Hey, actually, because Megan hasn't seen what these things look like.
Nope.
Should,
Oh, the boneless.
Should we show
Please
her what the boneless
Yes,
look like?
show her
Yes.
the boneless.
Okay.
Yes, you
Here,
should.
let's go. Let's just show her.
Oh God, why?
Nightmare.
There is
What's
someone.
the braid? What's
It's
the
his
Thor
beard. It's
braid?
his beard. It's his beard. Someone that I play with in my Wednesday campaign, this is like one of his favorite monsters. Like anytime we encounter something that might even remotely be one of these, he's like, "Is it a boneless?" And gets very excited about it. So when we encountered them the first time, I had to like Discord immediately and be like, "Oh my god, dude, we just fought boneless. It was rough."
Boneless are no joke. They don't fuck around with fun victims.
No.
They have some really nasty monsters.
Yeah.
You may encounter 1 or 2 of them during the siege.
Wait, I think we might. You think we might?
Yeah, I'm making these dungeons full to be recognized as one of the bonus.
Do I know you from a party? Okay, no, we're done. That's it, folks. We're good. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was being serious. If he
You
recognizes
hugged
the
me
bonus
so hard
from
I
the fight.
died.
No, it's definitely not the same bonus. It's not the
Not the
same.
same bonus? Okay.
Not the same bonus. Okay, so
I remember that guy. He killed me.
Hey, didn't you kill me at that place, that house?
One of us passed out, 2 of us died, and the 4th one walked up a wall and turned into smoke.
That was, yeah, amazing. Okay.
Oh god.
Well, that's it for tonight,
Actually,
folks.
wait, I did see him turn into smoke right before I died.
You
I
did.
was just too stressed out to care.
It happens. All right, so let's go around the horn and say who we are and where you can find us on the internet. And let's start over here with Megan. Megan, where can people
That's
find you on the
me.
internet?
You can find me on Instagram or on our Discord at Megan Lanap. Lots of cat photos. Good times.
Super. Moving on down to this lady right down here, Maeve.
Hey there, Maeve. You can find me on our Discord server. You can also find me on Twitter, under Climber, and a few other places. And yeah, definitely join our Discord if you aren't already. And we look forward to seeing you.
Wow, thank you, Maeve.
Oh.
Amazing.
Also, one other
Yes.
thing, after next week's session, or after next session of Ravenloft, I will be part of a wonderful Mates of Fates and Plumber campaign.
Oh, yeah. Mates of Fate has got some cool shit going on. We should plug the hell out of them because they're great.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Mates of Fate, they are great. We want to something.
Play with you.
Initiate.
Initiate.
An
Something great.
inter-channel love fest.
God. Thank you. Moving on over down to that dude down in the bottom left end, Bosley. I'm just kidding. Mikmick.
Yep.
Where can people find you on the internet there, Red?
You can find me at well, you can't find me. It's pretty hard because I don't post. So if you're looking for any of my posts, I probably haven't made any. But you'll mostly find me on Discord, where I talk to pretty much everyone.
Okay. We like that. You guys do keep up the chatter on the Discord. We like that. All kinds of cool stuff everybody's talking about on Discord, by the way. Like, I'm loving all the sort of back and forth about all the different games that we're playing, either video games or regular games. I just love talking about all that kind of stuff. Stuff on the internet, good stuff, bad stuff, just stuff. And then finally, this lady over here on my left, that is Sarah. Sarah, where can people find you on the internet?
Hello, I'm Sarah. You can find me on the internet at Lovely Llama on Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. Also on Reddit, but it's 2 L's in Lovely because some jerk stole my username.
Boo.
Right? All they post in is a Destiny board, and that's a game I've yet to play. Yeah. That's all I got. My husband just left me to go spend a month in Italy. I've been playing a lot of video games. In the 24 hours since he left, I just started playing Outriders. It's awesome. So if you play Outriders, when my character is higher than level 7, we should play together.
What is Outriders?
It's really cool.
What is it?
It's I think it's on PC. It's also on PS5 and probably 4. It's the whole like Earth got destroyed by natural disasters, so this is like the only colony ship that made it out. The Outriders lit like, okay, spoilers for the first like 30 minutes of gameplay. But basically, like, you land on this planet that was picked to be colonized, and the Outriders are supposed to be like the scouts who go out and like find the probes and figure out where it's safe to colonize. Some weird bad shit goes down, and they're like, hey, don't bring the colonists, and pompous guy is like, it's too late, and your character gets like knocked out in a fight, gets thrown in her cryotube till they can fix her, and then wakes up 30 years later to see what has become of said colony.
Oopsie.
Oh, and she's been he/she, depending on what gender you decide to play, has been given weird powers by the anomaly on the planet.
Okay.
It's cool.
I'm sold.
Like, it's cool. It's cool, and it's very like it's very movie driven. Like, it's very story driven, but it is combat heavy. I am dying constantly.
Oh, great. Is it? Please tell me it's not like a Dark Souls kind of shit, because I can't.
It's not.
I can't
it's
even.
not. No, it's not. It's not like a Dark Souls shit, but it's like you get into a combat sequence and like it comes in waves, and if you don't pass the first wave, when you die, you go back to the beginning of that wave.
Okay.
Until you make it past that wave, and then when you die, you get to like do the second wave. And you can decrease your difficulty if you want. I'm just really stubborn and I won't. So it's tough. It's tough, but it's got good combat mechanics. Like, I like the combat mechanics. It's a lot about, I'm going to grind this fight until I figure out the right way to approach it for me. And there's like 4 different like weird power paths you can take. I'm a pyromancer, obviously. So I'm hurting everything with fire. There's one who, because like it's meant to be a co-op game. So there's one who's like the distance support character, who's basically like your wizard. I'm like a mid-range. I can get close and blow you up, but I'd rather do it from far away. There's a character that's basically like the rogue character that can like manipulate space and time. So it's like I bamf in behind you, kill you, and then bamf out again.
Damn.
And then there's a character that's just like meant to be the tank, who is just like, I am going to get in your face and murder everyone.
Okay, and this is a multiplayer game, right? So you can have like people.
It's
jump in.
It's 1 to 3, so you can play it by yourself, or you can play it with up to 2 friends.
All right, we've done some alien Fire Team stuff here on channel.
Which I do have now, but I have it on the PlayStation, and I don't.
Yeah, there's no interoperability, which is
and there's like that.
sucks.
The fact that there's no cross-platform multiplayer is annoying. But PlayStation just had a huge sale right before my husband went out of town, so I bought a shitload of games to
Do
keep
what you
myself
gotta do.
amused.
Hell yeah.
Just looking it up, you can get the demo on Steam for free.
Solid. I'm gonna do it right after this is done, so I can check it out.
It's cool, and I will tell you what, like Jesus, in the PlayStation 5, the graphics are insane.
I can only imagine.
And the load time is super fast between sequences. Like, there's none of that, I'm gonna go take a pee while you load my next segment of the game. It takes like 15 seconds and you're in. It's great.
All right, Sarah. Thanks for shilling.
You're welcome.
For the Outriders?
Outriders.
Super. Thank you.
I posted
It's a good
link
game,
in our
man.
In our
chat.
Discord. Beautiful. Amazing. Thank you guys. Hi everyone. I am Matt, and I've been your DM for this evening. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this crazy shit that went off the rails, like, in a very cool way.
Immediately.
I loved it,
Yeah.
honestly. I'm like, okay, I'm along for this ride. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
Here we are. Choo choo.
Indeed. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Dude, if the
let
horde
it go.
wasn't coming,
Let it go.
Muadnhait was gonna be like, let's knock her out, kidnap her, and take her back. I'm done.
That would have been interesting. I'd like to see that.
It would have been really hard considering how much damage she did to us with one attack.
She's a
Yeah.
baller fucking
Oh,
mage.
she's definitely like much higher level than we are. This
That's
is
okay.
easily known.
That's okay.
She's got
Um,
level 5 spells. Do any of us have level 5 spells?
No, but I have stunning
Exactly.
strike now.
But you have stunning strike.
I get my bardic inspiration back on a short rest.
All right. And you can catch us here on Slices and Dices, usually every Thursday and Friday. Usually. We're doing more Thursday streams now, which is weird. And I'm down for it, as long as I have the time and the ability to, like, sleep.
Yeah.
The ability to function
Chill.
the next day at work.
Exactly,
I feel you.
indeed. So we'll certainly be doing more, and as Maeve said, we're going to do some stuff with Mates of Fate next Thursday. I'm actually going to be on Mates of Fate.
Again? Yay!
Yes, I'm going to be. This is so fucking weird. I'm going to be doing like a 4-shot
Ah.
of this sort of as old as first edition, which keeps getting brought up over and over. It's the Tomb of Horrors.
Ooh.
If you don't know what the Tomb of Horrors is, look it up, because it's basically Gary Gygax going, "Okay, you fuckers think you can take me on? I'm just gonna kill everybody." Over and over and over again.
Is this like Alien, where you just need a bunch of backup characters to get through this campaign?
Yes, and it's not. Well, I mean, it is
Nice.
not a campaign. It's just a single dungeon,
Oh my god.
and it's full of bullshit, fucking Gary Gygaxian traps and monsters that make you go, "How the fuck are you supposed to? Why, Gary? Like, why would you do this?" And he's like, "'Cause I'm fucking Gary Gygax, bitch." And yes, the head of the whole like dungeon is this asshole lich named Sararak. No more spoilers beyond that, other than he's mentioned in lots of other.
He seems to show up a lot, yes.
Yeah, but beyond that, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be fun, especially since there's a gimmick to it. It's the best gimmick ever. We came up with this gimmick in that we're all playing Dungeons and Dragons versions of the Scooby-Doo gang.
Oh,
Yes! Oh
love
my
that.
god.
So
Do we get
That's
to know who you are, Matt?
amazing.
if you
nice.
want to
So
take
what would
bets
you
on
be
which
playing,
one,
Matt?
if you want to take bets on which one you think I'm
Wait,
playing,
but Matt,
you better watch.
Matt, who are you?
I'm not telling you. You gotta watch.
Okay,
I
But
really hope you're
is
Shaggy.
someone playing Scooby Doo?
No.
Okay,
Scooby
cool.
is a
All right.
animal companion.
Yeah.
I was like,
there you
hold
go.
on. It's like,
It's just the
So
four
Shaggy
of us.
Shaggy is like a ranger or a druid. Probably a druid with all the potty smokes.
You shall see.
I love
funny.
this. This is great.
That's
You
great.
shall see. We'll see how it works out. It's gonna be fucking
I'm over, like,
amazing.
an Inquisitor
I'm hoping it's
robe.
So should I clip this and send it to Mates of Fate and see what they have to say about it?
You may want to, you may want to not, and just like have them go. I will neither confirm nor
Confirm nor
deny
deny.
that this
I
is
cannot
happening.
comment on an ongoing campaign.
Exactly.
My heart
I love
says
it.
Fred, but sorry, my mind says Fred. My heart says Velma.
We shall see.
My mind says Fred, my heart says Shaggy.
We shall see.
We'll see.
I think
check-
we're all saying Fred.
Check
I'm
out.
gonna go with Velma just cuz. So
I think Velma. I hope it's Velma.
We shall.
I like that no one's picked Daphne. Watch him be Daphne.
Why? Why
Yeah.
not Daphne? Why not Daphne, everybody? You
I
I'm all
honestly
like,
I couldn't
wouldn't
remember
do
Well, it's a movie
Daphne's name.
Daphne.
I couldn't remember Daphne's name.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the girl, the other one. You know, the
The
one who
other
keeps
girl.
falling
Yeah,
into
okay.
shit. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, is it movie Daphne that's basically a monk?
Yeah, that's right. What's her face was movie Daphne. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Sarah Michelle
Yeah,
Gellar.
There you go,
yeah.
Sarah Michelle
Yeah,
Gellar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Matt
And
Lillard
her
of
husband.
D&D fame, Shaggy. So there's some,
And her husband,
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
that's right. Was Fred.
was
But hey, we're taking it in a totally different direction, and we'll see how it works out. Because hell, if anybody's gonna get through two of ours, it's the Scooby-Doo gang.
so much. Oh my god.
So come watch.
So how
It'll be a lot of
much
fun.
are we going to unmask Kaseret?
And I would have gotten away with it if you meddling kids.
That hadn't been for you meddling adventurers.
I'll
Oh
happily
my
donate my
God.
skin bag.
I'll totally do it. Totally do
Unmasking.
it. Amazing. Totally goddamn do it.
Love it.
All right, that's it for tonight, folks. I'll say goodnight the same way we always say goodnight. Remember, take care of each other, but don't forget to take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you next time. Have a good night. Bye.
Right.